now so I don't skip the first 10 minutes like I have for the last 4 episodes in a row. Oh shit, we're not recording. Oh no. Do one of those.
What's the hissing in the background? Is that my end?
Sounds like a water feature.
I don't think it's on my end. Might be my fridge, rather. Try moving the mic a little bit.
It got quieter when you did that.
Did it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yeah, it might have been some carpet noise or something. My mic was tipped over.
Kind of coming back though.
Let me check my audio stuff.
Yeah, I'd say your volume is lower now too.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just me talking quieter or not.
No, it just sounds like lower volume suddenly.
Huh. That's odd. Let's double check the things. See, I can still hear you guys completely good. Unplug my headphones. Alright. How's that? Is that okay? Or still quiet?
It got quieter, and then when you asked, it got louder again.
Okay, weird. That might just be Google Meets trying to do like some weird fucking audio shit too. I don't know. I'll pick away at it. I haven't heard Jen yet. Is Jen here? Are you here, Jen?
If you are, you're muted.
Oh, maybe it was Jen.
That's weird. Yeah, maybe it was Jen's mic or something. I don't know.
Okay, now I don't hear it at all. Nothing.
Yeah, so it must have been on Jen's side because I don't.
Weird.
I don't have.
And we couldn't hear her. Interesting.
Am I still quiet or am I louder now?
Your voice is better. Bizarrely, the like static like shot through for like half a second and then went away again.
Weird.
It was making me sleepy. It sounded like my white noise machine.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it sounds like rain or something.
Yeah.
Give Jen a couple minutes here and see if she pops back in. See what happened with it.
Did you guys get Nick caught up?
Yeah, he said he watched the last
I watched
episode.
it, yeah, so
yeah, so we left you guys were on your way to Chessenta, to the capital city of Chessenta, which is Cimarron? And you had been getting brought there by the large-ish green dragon.
hey, there's Jen.
Can you hear me?
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah.
For whatever reason,
Loud
I
and
was
clear.
trying to do it from my from my laptop, and it wouldn't give me any sound for some reason. I thought I had sound, but then I heard you guys say that you couldn't hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think the static was from you too.
Yeah, it must have been
I tried asking that, and I didn't realize nobody heard me. Sorry about that.
all good. Yeah. So let's see. Recap wise.
I think I remember we all took a long rest also, right?
Yeah, you guys would have taken a long rest in the.
I think we did in
Finder's
that last
Keep.
episode,
Yep.
yeah. Yep. Cool.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody actually took damage in the fight with the giant scorpion thing or not. If there was, it was pretty nominal.
I was gonna say I took some to my temporary hit points, but then I gained more temporary hit points by using my vampiric axe.
Vanady is super pissed off that she missed the opportunity to battle what's his name, Gnawbone?
Or riding Gnawbone.
Yeah.
He's the green dragon. Ilmer,
Right.
the Desert Doom, is the blue dragon that we saved.
Yeah,
Right.
fortunately for you guys, this particular Gnawbone does not seem to have any recollection of events that happened 500 years from now.
Right.
Yeah, I posted that. I think everybody saw it. That Reggie was a little mistaken when he said 1,000 years. It's somewhere's around probably 5 to 600 years. Your current year was around 1593 DR. You're now somewhere's around maybe 730 or so,
Hmm.
as far as he can tell. Um,
Yeah.
which isn't
Even
super
though
important, but
this,
it resounds with it.
even though he hasn't attacked us yet, Venadia still doesn't forgive him for crashing their airship ride.
She might.
And she's been waiting for revenge, and now she's here with him, and it's driving her insane.
And also with you guys as well, flying near you, maybe even carrying a few of you, is the smaller blue dragon that you had saved. And he has introduced himself as Emerith, who he says that in your tongue translates to the Desert Doom. And he is going along with Gnawbone, as Gnawbone has actually told him that Shazar has called a meeting between the something that they refer to as the Council of the Wyrms. Oh, not to 90s D&D, yeah. There was a box set called Council of the Wyrms many years ago,
Nice.
and it was ridiculous. He says that there will be a council of dragons that will be meeting to discuss certain events that have been occurring throughout the area. As you've been told before, the Moon Sea is kind of a like a breeding and hunting ground for dragons. So the dragons may be a little more prevalent in this area than what you've seen in your time, especially because there's a long period of time where dragons were essentially hunted by adventurers. So it stands to reason to me that these large predatory creatures would have been hunted at least to lesser numbers closer to your timeline than they are now. So,
Makes sense.
as you guys approach,
Maggie's curious about this, like what the contents of this meeting are, and she tries to ask it as kind of like unoffensively and politely as possible, like as casually as possible.
Gnawbone. Well, why don't you roll me a persuasion check? See how charismatic you are when talking to Gnawbone. Because dragon customs differ so vastly from human customs, I would assume, in like politics and wording, that like you could potentially just totally say the wrong thing and put your foot in your mouth too.
All right, persuasion plus d4. Well, I got a 15.
Okay. So yeah, he's doesn't seem offended by anything. Just kind of like, kind of regards your question for a moment and says, "Oh, nothing of interest to someone such as yourself, being a tiny human. It's mostly just matters of dragon politics throughout the realm, territories, that sort of thing. I do believe that Shazar has some sort of an agenda he'd like to discuss, but I don't know what that is. Probably nothing. Probably something silly to do with his little human empire he's been running. I think he's just going through a phase." He does, however, tell you that there will be two other dragons there that he knows of, representing the other chromatic dragons that are sometimes found throughout the realms. One, a representative of black dragons, Ebondeath, and its fraternal twin, a white dragon, Icing Death.
We've been in that one.
You guys were in Cryovane, was the name of the one that you guys saw.
I thought that was the same one.
Nope. That one's not the same one.
So these are all like evil dragons, right?
Traditionally, yeah, the chromatic dragons are considered to be like kind of evil. Like, I'm not saying there might not be some variance to how evil each of them are, but yeah, generally speaking, they're sort of self-serving dicks.
Oh, Icing Death was just a scimitar and fucking.
Yep.
All right. I was like, I know that name though.
Yeah, oddly enough, Icing Death, because this doesn't matter in our campaign at all, because it won't come up. Icing Death, I believe, died, and that's how one of Drist's scimitars was created, was that dragon dying, and, like, it became somehow forged into his scimitar. I could be wrong on that, but that seems to be what the magic cards are leaning to with their version of it. And I haven't read any of the newer Salvatore books, like the last like 6 I haven't read at least.
Yeah, it gets out there.
Yeah. So let's see. Anybody else have any questions for the for Gnawbone?
No, I have a question for our party. Why are we going here again? What's in Chessenta?
Well, Maggie's been getting all sorts of signs that like Chazar is going to become relevant in our timeline, and so when she prayed to Hestia for help, she got this vision of Chazar that made her think you better go there. It's also, I think, not far from one of those like fallen cities that we're looking for.
Okay, so we got to help out Charizard. Got it.
Yep.
Didn't he
Charizard
say he
Banks.
could help us too?
Yeah, when Maggie tried to contact him, he indicated that he wished for you to come to Chessenta to meet with him, to come to Cimarron, or however you say that. Capital
The
city's name.
evolved form of Charmeleon.
Yeah, I mean, he's a red dragon, so that's applicable.
There you go.
You know, they like fire.
I'll be right back, guys.
Sure.
Hey, Zach, I had a quick question about the tattoos.
Sure.
I was reading the article you had sent about like everything about them and stuff, and they basically, except for like the ones that are in regard to casting a spell, all the other ones basically say that you keep them attuned, and then once you lose the attunement, it goes back into pen form, and you can use it again. Are you going by that, or are these just for me and this
I think
particular time,
because
just one use?
Yeah, I think because of these ones are specifically meant to be like a book of like lick 'em stick 'em tattoos in my mind. Like I think these ones are going to be just solo shots.
Gotcha.
If
Okay,
I had
I just
given you
want.
like a few, then I would probably be like, yeah, they can be reused. But like since they're kind of like test, it's like your free what do they call it? Like a free sample of these
Gotcha.
tattoos.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure before I started using them. Cool.
It's fun for me every week when you guys bring up magic items that I almost forgot that I gave you. Like I think about it like once throughout the week. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool thing. I should come up with something for that. And then you guys mention
Those
it. I'm
freaking
like,
tattoos are sweet.
um,
There's one I can use to bring my AC up to 18.
yeah, that would be very useful for you because what are you right now? Like a 16, 15?
10.
Oh, jeez.
My armor class is a 10, which is why I always stay far, far away from everything and just attack from afar.
Add ranged attackers. Got it. Okay. So we'll say that because your DM doesn't keep close track of time, you are approaching night as you are flying into this city, and you flew many miles over the top of the Moon Sea, essentially from where you were. You're going from the North Shore, kind of cutting a southeast line towards Chessenta, and you enter the Bay of Chessenta, and you can kind of see on either side of the bay that there are only a few small like huts and fishing villages here and there. There aren't like port cities where there normally it seems like there would be. There like it's the land is very sparsely populated at this point. And Reggie actually will tell you if you ask him about it, or if you look in your history books that you've got, Arianth, he would tell you that even as little as 500 years ago, the population of Faerun was nearly half what it is in your time. There's essentially been a population boom with this kind of like silver age of exploration that goes on in the next 500 years from your current time, like where you are now. And what is your current time is actually kind of the end of what is known as the age of humankind. Um, this was a period of like 1,000 years where humans essentially evolved from being kind of these primitive, sort of tribal, small, like nomadic groups, really like familial groups, to actually evolving and having towns and cities and agriculture. Um, so it's almost like the agricultural revolution took a long time in Faerun, but once it hit in a really big way, and cities essentially like sprang up. And you're actually kind of in the time when these cities are really starting to become a thing. He tells you that right now in the Sword Coast, he can only detect the presence of Waterdeep. Baldur's Gate is actually not even there right now. He says he does detect some semblance of life forms at Candlekeep, where you guys had been told that there was, I believe, another mythal. Um, but he says, like, all up and down the Sword Coast, there are just where there should be life signs, there are none. It's just like empty wilderness. So, like, kind of like westward expansion hasn't really happened from the mecca of Faerun yet. It's still spreading westward. And you guys pull into this bay, the city of Cimarron. And I may be pronouncing it wrong and or just saying the wrong word, but we'll call it Cimarron for tonight.
I think it's pronounced SimCity 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
as you,
that's what it
as you
looks
begin
like.
scaling over the top
Like
of this,
Windows XP style.
Yeah. You see that this is very odd architecture in that it is buildings so large that you can't comprehend how these ancient civilizations would have built them. You know, it's like these crazy, like, think of something on the scale of the pyramids, but it's each and every building is like that. And Reggie would tell you guys that Chessenta is actually one of what's called the Old Kingdoms. It is one of the very first human kingdoms that ever sprang up. This city in particular acted as sort of a central trading location in the realms for over 1,000 years now. So this is like ancient history. This is like you guys went to Greece, essentially. Like if it was the world, like you're going into like ancient humankind, and their roots are kind of here. He tells you that some of the city's oldest families are descendants of the Nethralese themselves, the inhabitants of those old floating cities. And as Gnawbone flies over the city, you can see there's kind of like a park over on the east side of it. You know, and what looks to be some sort of like industrial buildings, like some sort of like there's warehouses, lumber stacked all over, maybe a few inns and hotels and things. Like it's fairly civilized, and you would even see like people below on the street pointing up at the dragon and kind of like waving and things, because they're actually in this city sort of used to seeing dragons flying overhead, as their current king happens to be a dragon. Gnawbone and Ilmirth land you guys at what appears to be, on the edge of town, this large stone plateau with a series of like hilled up daises that lead to a large kind of platform area with small like what look to be like 8 to 10 foot high stone pillars. And much to your chagrin, sitting at this sort of makeshift giant table is more than just the dragons you were told would be there, but there are 5 additional dragons as well. These ones of varying metallic colors. There is silver, a copper, a bronze, a brass, and a gold dragon. You can ignore that it says Wormling, I just didn't feel like changing the text on it. So they drop you at this kind of human-sized dais, and one of them in particular leans out, the red one, and beckons you to approach. He says, "Have no fear, little ones. No harm will come of you in my castle."
Maggie is like beside herself because she gets to see her capital city 500 years ago. So she's a little off her game at the moment. She's just like awestruck.
Yeah, and you would notice, like, you absolutely recognize where you are in the town. Like, things are different, but it's like if you think back to an area that you knew really well that's changed a lot as a child, it's the opposite of that. It's you being the adult and knowing what is to come and seeing it how it once was. And it's an interesting experience for you. Like, it's definitely something Maggie would be into, absolutely. And because of that, actually, anytime that you guys need to find something in town, I'll actually give you advantage on your investigation checks to try to find things, Maggie.
Nice.
Cool.
Maggie says, we appreciate your hospitality. The ability to get here so quickly is, more than we can repay. Thank you.
He says, yes, it seems that luck favored your group. Firstly, that you would come upon this fellow, and he points down to Gnawbone, who is now seated at the end of the table, across from he's nearest to the black dragon. And he says, you're secondly lucky because he chose not to eat you, and they all start laughing, like hysterically, like bah, 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 like this big booming dragon. And it's just literally, even the metallic dragons are laughing at this because it's like dragon humor, like, yeah, we could eat you. Ha, that's hilarious.
I kind of chuckle sarcastically.
Tohan's also just laughing.
Yeah, just right along with them. Yes, yes.
I throw a little bit of side eye at Tohan. Like, huh?
Sounds like I've been
just
guys forever.
I just have a slight smile on my face.
I wanted to roll a perception check to see if Tohan swooned when he saw the copper dragon.
If what now?
If you swooned when you saw the copper dragon.
Oh, I might be one of my ancestors.
Yeah.
Maybe I can be my own grandpa.
There you go.
No spoilers, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Jen just took a level in Bard. She has to learn all the songs from the Tom Arnold movie The Stupids now.
It'd be like a weird, like, sexual Ouroboros.
I mean, really, you guys did go Back to the Future, so where's Leah
totally.
Thompson when you need her? You know, this can be.
Hey,
so
this
on
is straight
Leah
out of
Thompson.
Futurama.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys approach. You approach the center of the room as they beckon you to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not here to argue. That's for sure.
Okay. So yeah, you guys kind of stand in the center of the room, and obviously this is a nerve-wracking situation. You're standing literally in the middle of 10 full-sized adult dragons, some of whom seem to be talking to each other and talking to themselves in a low growl. Tohan, you would understand all of this because you speak draconic. Although it's weird. It's like the dragon equivalent of like different accents as they're talking. Like you can hear the black dragon accent and like the gold dragon accent. I don't know what they all sound like. One guy sounds like he's from Brooklyn, probably. That's probably the gold dragon because I think the last one did too. So canonically now, all gold dragons sound like they're from 1972 Brooklyn.
I'm gonna cast comprehend languages so I can understand what they're saying as well.
Okay. Make me an Arcana check. Or I'm sorry. No, make me an Intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence saving throw?
Yep.
Ooh. That would be a 5.
Okay. Your spell fizzles and fails, and Chazar kind of chuckles and he says, really, did you think I wouldn't have wards up? I'm sorry, but I can't allow random spell casting in the middle of such an important event. I had to make sure things are secure for my guests. And he motions around all the other dragons that are there.
I shrug and say, I meant no disrespect.
Says, of course you didn't. I know, little elf. As he says, if you'll just give us one moment, there are a few matters we must settle first. And Tohan, you'll definitely get the gist of the conversation that's going by that essentially does just involve like people's territories, where people are allowed to hunt along the edges of the Moon Sea. Like essentially, it's like they're staking their claims to this area for the season and telling people where their hunting grounds are. A lot of literal like draconic politics nonsense is going on. The few things that you do note is that your new blue dragon friend asks Icing Death, the white dragon, about how her brood has come along, and she says that only one has hatched, and that he ate all the other ones, and that his name was Cryovane. And you're like, whoa. So it does come back to the thing that you were like, oh, we were inside him. Now you probably say that. Like, yeah, we were totally inside that guy.
That sounds weird when it's a baby dragon.
Probably wouldn't even fit. The other thing that you gather from this is that the majority of the conversation at the very end goes to a point of order that Shazar here, our red dragon friend, brings up. And that is that it seems some of the council has had their doubts recently about his ability to function as both a member of the Council of Wyrms and as a king of a human city. And he wants to allay those fears. It seems that most of the metallic dragon's concern is that he will treat the humans fairly, whilst most of the chromatic dragons on the other side, with the exception of Gnawbone, who seems to kind of side with Chazar on things, they are concerned that perhaps his involvement with the humans will sway his judgment involving their devotion to their god Tiamat. And at the very mention of Tiamat in one of these instances, a lot of the metallics hiss. One of them says, "Bahamut be praised." Reggie kind of pipes up on your low-key party line, and which it still seems to be working, thankfully, not with the words in place. And he mentions to you that Bahamut and Tiamat are it's the god and goddess of dragons in dragon religion, and that it is said that all other dragons came from their initial meeting and combat when their blood was shed on the land in different spots. It led to this creation of these chromatic dragons, and where the blood or where the fire hit the land, it led to the metallic dragons. Like, it's sort of part of their creation myth amongst dragonkind, and he's like kind of feeding this to you as they're having this discussion.
Okay.
This is assuming you guys have like an open party line at this point, like that Reggie kind of maintains for you, so you can all speak in kind of silence.
I'm certainly okay with that.
So does that mean that Reggie's basically translating for us all?
Yeah, like through Tohan, so it's however Tohan perceives it to be. Like, so whatever Tohan basically says to the party about what's going on would be like kind of what Reggie would fill you in on.
Bunch of boring stuff, mostly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably exactly what Tohan would say. That's why I don't have to say it. It's great. And as the meeting kind of comes to a close, it doesn't seem like they've really resolved anything. They do make a point of order to talk about next year's meeting, so you figure out that this is kind of a yearly gathering that they seem to do. And at the very
sorry,
end of this,
go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask. The metallic dragons, their main concern is that folks like us are going to be treated too fairly.
Well, with the metallic dragons essentially. Sorry, this was part of the Bahamut Tiamat stuff. So essentially, Bahamut is sort of the good side of the yin yang of dragon worship. Tiamat is sort of the bad side of it, like the more evil side. The chromatics tend to worship Tiamat, whilst the metallics worship Bahamut. So, like, the metallics tend to lean more towards the side of a good alignment, although they may be chaotic. Some of them are more lawful. It was actually really out of character of the gold dragon that you guys had met in Waterdeep that was guarding the thing to do something even that shady. And he probably had to go like pay penance to his dragon gods later. But yeah, they seem to be concerned that they don't want him to become like a despot, or however you say that, or like a dictator over these humans in a way that will not be honorable. Essentially, I think like they acknowledge that he is a superior creature to the humans in their eyes, but at the same time they want them to be like treated fairly. Like they don't want them to just be like slaves. Like they want them to have their own lives and have freedoms and things, and they tell them like that's the way it should be. Whereas like the chromatic dragons are like, we don't fucking care at all about that. We just want to make sure that you're not gonna like be like, oh no, my humans, when Tiamat wants to destroy all humans. And he's like, no, I assure you, like.
Okay. And no one's mind has been changed in this exchange.
Yeah, it seems like nobody believes Shazar. Like both sides are like in complete disbelief that any dragon would both care for his human populace and yet still maintain a true devotion to his god that tends to lean towards evil. I mean, it even sounds suspicious to you guys a little bit. Like if you think about it, just logically, it doesn't seem to make sense.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'd rather be standing closer to the other side of this gathering.
Maggie, I guess, will maybe let everyone know, like, what she knows is that essentially he did strike that balance. That, like, he was, he did end up being, like, not a bad king exactly, but yeah, ultimately very self-serving. And so that's why she, like, really is reluctant to interact with him at all.
Okay, so do you say this out loud to the group of dragons while this is happening, or is this just to you guys?
No, if Reggie's telling the party this on their low-key party line, I think Maggie would kind of relay, really quickly, like that is basically how it played out.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, does anybody? Well, I don't know if anybody wants to do anything with that information, but you guys would definitely, like Maggie would be able to tell you that, because in the future, essentially what happens is, Chazar and a assembly of rebels essentially will, in the very near future, take over. They just have taken over the city of Cimarron and the kind of country of Chessenta. They're for because they took the capital. But he will actually not only do that, but he will push the forces that they pushed out. He will actually push them farther north and expand the country of Chessenta quite a bit and increase its overall like wealth and gain and like add to its prosperity. Like economically, he's very good for the country, and its citizens are always they're expected to follow law and order, but they are fairly treated when it comes to like civil trials and things. Like he tends to lean more neutral essentially, like instead of the evil side of things.
So how does he reconcile that with Tiamat? Or like his faith or whatever?
Well, that's a question for him.
Well, yeah, I guess Maggie would also know if she remembers correctly. He ended up like fighting and replacing Tiamat, right?
Roll me a history check, Dave.
Okay.
History.
Because I mean, you are talking about like ancient history almost, like.
Yeah.
Not
So,
quite, but
21.
21. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you can remember tales of Chazar arriving in Chessenta, and before you left your homeland, rumors had been spreading that he was returning. Essentially, like there was like hushed whispers in taverns at night, and tales that spoke of the return of Chazar, the Dragon King, and that when he returned, he would return with terrible ire for any who had wronged his countrymen. So all the rumors and everything lead kind of into that, where he somehow stayed a force for the people of Chessenta. while being kind of a dick still, essentially, in life. Like, he would go to other countries, it seems like, to try to get his, the Tiamat, karma, I guess you would say, that he needed. Sort of like picture like Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom like runs Latveria with like an iron fist, and like you don't fuck around in Latveria, or he's just gonna kill you. But like at the same time, like if you need healthcare, there's like healthcare there, and it's free. Like there you go, yeah, go to the doctor, like whatever.
Yeah, the benevolent despot.
Yeah, exactly. Like somebody who actually like has the best interest of his people in mind, but just goes about things in a very tyrannical way.
Except for choice. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, you're gonna be fucking healthy. Go to the doctor. It's like that. It's
Yeah.
You cost me money when you're sick.
Yeah,
You're not
don't be a
working.
drain on society.
Yeah.
Be well and productive.
Yeah, but it was never so bad in Chessenta as like work camps or anything like that. It wasn't like there was still free will. You could still go be like a merchant or something, but it was don't be like a fucking thief and get caught. It wouldn't work out well for you.
It's like a fascist version of Norway or something.
Yeah, like exactly. Like all of Denmark with none of the chill. Yes, so if you guys don't try to bring up anything, then the next thing that any of the dragons bring up and they say, excellent, well, onto the contest of the champions. And
Wait, what now?
the metallics all kind of roll their eyes and they go, oh, this is so childish. We're not taking part in this. And all of the chromatic dragons immediately go, then you forfeit. And they're like making fun of the chromatics, like just it instantly turns into complete like immature bullshit. It's a complete shift of mood, and you can tell that now it seems to almost be more of like a celebration. Even though nothing was solved, they've had their meeting, and now they get to get on to the fun stuff. And Chazar says, you five, and he says this to the metallic dragons, he says, you five are more than welcome to include your champions if you so wish. Do you wish to do so? And not all of them kind of shake their head no in varying degrees of like, this is such bullshit. And Ilmirth, he says, he starts to kind of sidestep towards the metallics. And he says, perhaps I could take a year off as well this year. And Chazar just shoots him a look at this point. And Icing Death says something along the lines of, it doesn't matter anyways. Everyone knows Ebondeath's going to cheat. Ebondeath just lets out an evil, like, kind of hiss across Chazar, and Chazar in the middle of the two of them is actually physically, like, pushing the two of them apart as they're, like, picking at each other, and, like, their heads are all going, like, back and forth and kind of snapping and snarling. It's like, it is a straight pissing contest in here between these guys now. So
do any of them have like a marking on them that kind of look like the Monster Energy logo? Any of the chromatic guys?
No. No, but roll me a perception check. I want to see if you notice something that nobody asked about.
Okay. Hang on a sec.
As you're looking for your monster logo.
Yeah. That'll be 19.
Alright, so as your eyes fall across these chromatic dragons, the one thing that you notice that's different about Chazar is that his scales seem to have a shine to them that the others do not. So they all are very dull. Like, their scales look like almost like rhino skin or something, but like in scale form. Like, it's that kind of
like matte
color. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whereas Chazar's have a bit of a sheen to them, almost something hinting at a metallic kind of tone.
Huh. Maybe Chazar is like charmed somehow or something.
Maybe he has more olive oil in his diet.
Definitely that.
Yeah, I think that or fish oil or something.
Yeah, the Chessentans are known for their olive plantations, absolutely. Like, I love it. This is literally D&D's version of Greece. Like, almost all of the stuff lines up with it.
Nice.
So yeah, essentially Chazar bids the Metallics adieu. He's or a don't, either one. But they leave, and he says, "Well now, as the oldest, Icing Death," and Ebon Death says, "Hey," and Ebon Death, and Icing Death says, I'm still 30 seconds older." It says, "You two may choose your champions first." Ebon Death steps forward and he says, "I, as the superior of my brethren, shall summon my champion." And he begins to kind of wave his hands in like this crazy like Tai Chi way. And up from the floor, in a swirling smoke, comes this kind of Frankenstein's monster-esque looking giant. It is, it's rotting. It's clearly a zombie of some sort, but it is a giant-sized zombie. Reminiscent of the large zombie that you guys fought at the Battle of Southboard, but not quite as stitched together. Like, this just looks like some sort of, like an infernal being of some sort that is some sort of a zombie demon. And it's very large. And it pops up into the hallway over here, right about there behind you. There. Somewhere's over there. There-ish. Icing Death then steps up and says, "And I mine," waves his hand in an even more extravagant manner, swings it around, goes like this, and from his hand blasts forth this icy looking magic, and as it hits the floor, from the floor up, formed out of ice, comes what appears to be this crazy, like a hooved demon of some sort, like a devil, made entirely out of frost and ice. Its tail whipping back and forth, pitchfork in hand, but it is also quite large. It is like on the large size. Gnawbone steps up and says, "I humbly summon my champion." And he just puts his hand to the ground like this, and this vibration starts, and up out of a split out of the ground comes this massive orc. Again, close to giant-sized, but recognizable as an orc, wearing like these marks that have these crazy like demonic markings all over them. And he's holding a large staff in his hand. And Ilmirth says, "Very well. I hereby declare the rights of youngest and summon 2 champions." And he claps once and nothing happens. And he kind of looks back and forth and he says, "What?" The other dragons kind of look at him for a minute and he says, "What? I did it." Finally, Chazar looks at all of them solemnly. "I choose as my champions these 4 humans before you." And he points to you 4. And all the other dragons begin immediately cackling again, like, "Oh, that's hilarious, yes. Anyway, who's your real champion?" It's like, "No, I nominate these 4 if they'll accept the nomination."
Let's fucking go.
Okay.
Maggie likes.
I look at him and say, "What exactly does this entail?"
Well, it's quite
He's so
straightforward,
happy
really.
for it.
You have to kick the shit out of their champions and hope that you survive. If you do, however, I will be greatly in your debt, and it is never a terrible thing to have a dragon king. Maybe one day I'll be a dragon god, we never know. To have a dragon king on your side. And even when he says that, all the other ones kind of like, they're like, "Well, yeah, like, it's totally a good thing to have a dragon on your side." Nobon
I'm doing like spinny flips.
you like stretching. You're doing like
Yeah.
you don't want to pull a hammy.
Is there is there like any small boulders around me or anything?
Okay, so this area here, each one of these little dots, if you guys can see it, I don't know how small it is on your screen. It's pretty small, isn't it? Here, let's zoom in more. So like these dots here, those are all like 4-foot pillars essentially. So at any point, like if you guys need to hide behind something, there is stuff available to hide behind. But like essentially, the dragons have been using all these pillars to kind of just walk around on and like hover 4 or 5 feet up above you guys. They're doing like the executive office chair thing to you essentially this whole time.
How high are the ceilings?
There are actually no ceilings. It looks
okay.
as though maybe there used to be, and it got torn off at some point. Like the pillars are maybe of slightly varying heights, but they look like they used to probably hold up some sort of like a canopy or pergola.
Okay,
Are
so
there
it's
any,
open
like,
air
big-
above us.
Yes, it's all open air.
Is there any debris, like big chunks or whatever, kind of laying around, or is it kind of pretty just tidied up?
Let's find out. Yeah, there's actually a handful of like pillar pieces that are off to like just along the outside rim essentially of this. Like it looks like somebody picked the floor clean to use it as their table, but like all along this empty area, there's massive 4 and 5 foot wide chunks of pillars.
Okay, I go over and I grab like some kind of chunk, like around, whatever, that big, and just start kind of tossing it back and forth.
Nice.
I speak to the Dragon King and say, if we were to do this, and I'm not saying we have agreed yet, we have long traveled and have fought battles before we got here and are weary. Are you of the power that you can leave us well rested so we can fight at our best?
He looks at the others, and the others kind of say, they shrug, like, we don't fucking care, man. Yeah, they're humans. We don't. It's fine. Like, they're being, like, openly derogatory towards this whole thing. Like, they think it's ridiculous that he put these 4 humanoids, anyway, up against their champions. And he says, my compatriots will allow it. And he puts his hands together and goes like this, and like this wave of healing energy washes over you. So yeah, you guys would be completely fully rested. I think you would have been fully rested anyways, but you guys are full spell slots and everything.
Cool. Well, the last time I had asked when we were riding on the back of the green dragon if we could rest, and you had said no. That's why I threw that in there.
Yeah, because I think that you guys had rested at Finder's Keep before you left.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
But then you cast some spells, so
Yes, true. Yeah.
cool. Does the long rest mean that Maggie's inspiration or inspiring leader thing is still active or no? I mean, is it like actually a long rest, or is it just like a healing?
For this one right here, it's just we'll just say that it's a mass heal, essentially, with some other stuff to give you spell slots back. I don't know, magic.
So,
Cool.
Nick, 14 temporary hit points from Maggie's inspiring leader. I mean, assuming, I don't know, I guess we're kind of retconning that Venadia was like there with the party.
I think I kind of caught up and was
Well, basically,
like you guys had to scoop me up, I guess, probably on Gnawbone, and then you guys showed up with Gnawbone, and I was like, you. But then I saw you guys, and I was like, what the hell?
Well, even so, I think if they spend more than 10 minutes together, Maggie would have talked Venadia's ear off and gave her those 14 hit points.
I'm definitely super inspired now.
There. Let me just pop some figures in for these guys. But they are giant-sized figures. They are going to be bigger than you guys. What was it? Orc. We had we'll call this guy the zombie.
So, are we agreeing to do this, or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Maggie's down.
All right, I hop on my broom and say the command and rise about 10 feet in the air just to begin.
Maggie tells them, let's stick together and play these off each other as much as we can.
Hey, Dave, quick question.
Yeah.
I already had 10 temporary hit points from a prior episode. Do they stack?
No, we long rested, so
Oh, yeah, okay, right.
they would reset. But yeah, I think temporary hit points in general don't stack. I think it's like either you have them from this or you have them from something else.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Otherwise, it would just get silly.
Yeah, exactly, because she can give them 14 hit points every 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
Not that everything isn't possible with the power of my lady Hestia, but not that one.
What was our fourth? All right, so yeah, you now keep in mind, like I said, this is all open. They're like the walls right here are anywhere between 2 and 4 foot tall, just kind of this white marble substance. And Chazar looks at you and he says, "If you are ready, we will give the signal to begin. There are a few rules you must know. We are not allowed to interfere in any way. I cannot save you. If you die, you die. However, my compatriots here can't interfere either. They can't harm you. Even after the competition is over, they are sworn to never harm you for as long as you shall live. They are honor bound to this." And they all kind of go, yeah, we're honor bound.
Yep. I just kind of snicker a little bit.
Gnawbone looks over and he says, "You're quite sure you want to do this? I mean, there are alternatives. You could just surrender and we could eat you later." They all kind of chuckle again, and it's like really awkward dragon humor. It's like he's trying to be like funny, but he just comes across as a dick.
Is there any plant life around?
There is a single tree. That's somewhere's over here.
Any particular kind of tree?
Deciduous?
Fair enough.
It's not a conifer? Alright, so yeah, if you guys are agreeing to this, and quite frankly, it doesn't seem like these guys are leaving you much choice, but, you know, I mean, you could always try to make a break for it, I suppose, or just kill everything in the room. But yeah, provided that you give any sort of approval, they will all take flight, and they will remove themselves. He says, "Oh, by the way, the battlefield is the city, but you can't destroy my city, please. I really don't need to pay for damages later."
Can I retcon a cool one-liner?
Yeah. Please do, because mine suck tonight.
When Gnawbone says jokes about eating us, I say the only thing you'll be eating tonight is your words.
Ooh. Sick burn, bro. Nice.
Damn, you fucking told him.
Yeah, dude.
Right. I rise up on my broom up to 50 feet as far as my broom will allow me in one swing, so I'm above everything.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to put my stupid dragons away here.
And I also ask, is it Maggie who has the eye patch right now?
Yep.
I ask her to take a look at through our party line to take a look at our enemies and give us some stats.
Okay, yeah, Maggie will do so.
Alright, so who would you like to look at first?
I'll look at that zombie thing first.
Okay. So you see this thing appears to have, it looks like 104 hit points, a speed of 30 foot. Its armor class is 18. It flashes, it is immune to poison damage. It is vulnerable to fire damage. And it tells you that when the creeper dies, it will explode in a burst of acid.
Nice.
It also flashes infected above it.
Maggie lets everyone know. Try to stay away from that one, but make sure it dies next to another one.
But far away from our compatriots.
Okay, not it.
What is its intelligence and wisdom and all that kind of stuff?
Let's see. It's strength +3, dex +1, con +2, intelligence is -4, wisdom is +2, and charisma is +2.
Alrighty.
And just as a caveat, the eye patch does not seem to always release all information. It's just whatever it gives you, sort of. So, like, sometimes it might give you a full stat block. Other times it might be like, meh. It's all level dependent, we'll say.
Like more data needed or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it can't quite, or like maybe your level isn't high enough to make it function at a level where it works really well or something.
Mm-hmm.
Stat caps. I don't know. Video game terms. So, all right. Who would you like
So
to
which
look
one
at
can I get
next?
close to?
I'll check out the frost demon thing.
Okay, so you look over on the other side. You see the Devilly McDevil dude. Alright, it says Large Fiend, Devil, Lawful Evil. Armor class 18, hit points 180, speed 40 feet. Damage resistances, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't silvered. Damage immunities, cold, fire, poison. Condition immunities, poisoned. Blind sight, active. Dark vision, active. Telepathy. It's just listed. It's like, this is like one of those creatures that you're like watching it go ting, 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 and you're like, Caution. Magical darkness does not impede the devil's dark vision. And then, like, down at the bottom, it's like after all this scrolls through, it's like, yeah, it's like that. Seems like your eye patch has a sense of humor. Scrolling, as you continue to move your gaze, you get to the large orc creature, and it says above it, God Speaker. Oh, where'd my stat block go? AC 19. And you notice that he is wearing some plate armor and a shield. Hit points 190. It says, warning. This is an aggressive creature. As a bonus action, the orc can move up to its speed toward a hostile creature that it can see. So basically, it can dash as a bonus action without using any movement. And its movement is 30. So basically, on one turn, it can use its bonus action to move 60 feet without taking a dash action. So be aware of that. That's basically what it tells you. It also has a large staff, and it said the little blurb at the bottom says, Orc God Speakers are mighty shamans touched by the god of war. Their devotion in prayer and battle has been rewarded with divine gifts and spells of death and sorrow. Death and sorrow. And then you kind of scan around the rest of the room, having only seen 3 creatures in here, but being told that there was 4. And over in the corner, where you see nothing, you still see like the stat bar and the health bar up above it. And it simply says Invisible Stalker. Armor class 14. Hit points 104. Speed 50 feet. Flying. And it says special powers. Invisibility. The invisible stalker is invisible. Caution. This being is a faultless tracker. And like when faultless tracker comes up in bold. Basically faultless tracker means that it can stalk something really effectively. Like it just always knows where stuff is on that plane of existence. And then it actually, right next to it, it says clone. And it's just literally the same stats as the invisible stalker. So it seems that Ilmirth summoned an invisible stalker and then cloned it. As his right as the youngest of the dragons was, I suppose.
Okay, so there's 2 invisible stalkers.
There are 2 invisible... Well, there's an invisible stalker and a clone of an invisible stalker. I don't know if that matters or not. When you've got a story this convoluted, there better be fucking clones.
Well, shit.
Yeah, so basically you guys are atop this table. And yeah, you were told that the battlefield can range as wide as the city itself. So you are more than welcome to move about the city. And I will try to keep everything in scale. I think it's pretty close. It looks like the streets are about 10 or 15 feet wide, so that should be good. And we can just say that the street here kind of extends. There's like maybe a wall or a gatehouse, but you could get through it. So yeah, you guys are essentially free to do what you want. But we should roll initiative before anybody else goes to do anything, I think. Because I already gave you guys a free round of looking at stats.
Do we have any free action before that?
We'll say Maggie used up her free action doing the look around and kind of examining each thing. I'll give everybody else one. Well, Jen went up in the air on her broom.
Yeah, I was going to assume that was mine.
That can be a movement. So if you wanted to do a bonus action still, Jen, we could let you do a bonus action. Same with you, Maggie. You could do a bonus action if you want to. And Tohan and Venedia would both have an action and a bonus action, we'll say.
Okay, I'm just going to light my sword of fire on fire.
Okay.
With the flask of oil.
Question, Zach.
Yes.
I have a hound of ill omen that I can use as a bonus action. Call into being to target one creature that I can see.
Yep.
Can I use the fact that Maggie was able to see where it was in that corner at that moment as quote unquote being able to see to attack my...
I can't let that one slide. You could do it to any of the other 3 that are in the room, but
no,
I'm gonna bonus action rage before we start, and I rolled a 12.
okay.
If I was to say if somebody was to be attacked by it, would that be enough or no?
No, because you still have to be able to see it. If it specifies in the spell you have to see it, then you can't do it.
Okay. So I would have to find, if there was a spell that could somehow, like, mark it, I could do that.
If it said, like, you know its location, that would be different, because then you would basically know its location. But if it specifically calls out see, you sort of have to follow the wording on it.
Fair enough.
Ice demon.
Okay, I have a question. Can I use my bonus to use a predigitation to soil an object in order to be able to see it? know I'm
you
kind
can
of
you can
stretching
try,
here.
yeah. Make me an Arcana check to see if you want to try that as your bonus action, then we'll do an Arcana check and see if it works.
All right.
Because I mean, you're still kind of splashing it at an area. Like you could probably grab some mud or some dust or something and throw it over there, but it still might not hit.
All right, hold on. All right, so I got a 15.
Um, you splash kind of this mixture of like muck and like shit from the dragon's feet that are as tracked all over this place. And it hits the wall. Does not seem to cover over anything. You're not sure if it moved or if you just missed.
Fair enough. It was worth a shot.
Absolutely. All right, Toan raged. You rolled. I'm sorry. What a 12 for initiative, right?
Yep.
Okay. This will take a couple minutes here. This is kind of a big encounter.
I got a 6.
Okay. And Venadia and Maggie, I need initiatives from you guys.
Oh, sorry, I rolled a 11.
I rolled, and I think it was a 4. Let me check.
Yep, you got a 4.
Alright. Let's do my best here. So, order is going to be zombie. And then one invisible stalker. Then Tohan. And then Venadia. Orc dude. And bear with me here, guys. Alright, so our initiative order is going to be the zombie, the invisible stalker, Tohan, Venadia, the clone of the invisible stalker, the orc god speaker, Arianth, and then the Maggie, and then the ice demon. Alright, what does the zombie want to do? Let's see, he moves 30 feet. Tohan, he's going to rush up to you guys and swing immediately at you. His attack, it registers Maggie. You would see this. It says Spewing Madness. Melee weapon attack at +7, which is a 12, so 19. Does that hit you, Tohan?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it does. There's a lot of creatures. I'm going to use the automatic damage. 9 damage to you. Acid damage.
Acid damage?
Yep.
I'm resistant to acid damage, and I'm raging. So do I take half of half?
You definitely take half for being resistant, and yeah, I would assume that you take half because of rage as well.
Okay.
So is that like 2? Yeah.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah.
My temporary hit point.
He picked the wrong guy to puke on, I guess. Alright. Does he get multi-attack? He does not. He gets 1 attack. Alright, so that's his whole big thing. He basically runs up and throws up on you, Tohan. Let's see. Next is going to be the invisible stalker. Venadia.
Alright.
You feel a presence coming at you. I'm swapping back and forth between multiple windows here. And it makes two slam attacks at you. 18 plus 6 for the first one, and a 12 plus 6. So,
Yeah, those both hit.
24 and, yeah, 18. So, that does 20 bludgeoning damage total.
That's cute. What hit me?
The invisible stalker.
Nice.
And let's see. After that, it is Tohan's turn.
Okay, I'm going to recklessly Great Weapon Master attack this undead thing right in front of me.
Maggie reminds him, get away from that as soon as you can.
I'll be fine. 21 to hit.
Yeah, 21 hits.
Okay, that's a little bit better. 19, 29. +4. So 33 on the first hit. 4 of them is necrotic. Ooh, and an F20 on the second. I have brutal critical, so I get actually an extra D12 in there too.
Oof.
Okay, so that is 25. Sorry, I'm doing math here.
That's okay. It's giving me time to write down hit point totals.
Zach, in the meantime, is
51 all day on the second hit. So 33 and 51 are my 2 hits.
Nice.
Okay. This zombie, Dave, you can make a note. And we could even play it out if you want, that Reggie is shouting out the life totals, because that seems like something kind of obnoxious Reggie would be doing, like, oh, he's only got this many hit points left. That zombie is down to 18 hit points from his original 102, 104, sorry. Or no, I'm sorry, he'd be at 20 total. Because I can't fucking do math. Okay, yeah, he has 20 hit points left total. Tohan, did you have another action, or are you done?
I only get 2 attacks.
Okay, you didn't move. I didn't know if you wanted to move or do anything else.
Not really. No, if this guy's right on top of me, I'm gonna fucking murder him and then
Nice.
keep going.
Okay.
I don't have any bonus actions really I can use.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're already raging. Venadia, it would be your turn.
All right. I was curious about the invisible stalker. Is it like hitting me and running, or are we like engaged now in combat?
I don't know. Let's see what it did. You're pretty sure it's still within like 5 feet of you somewhere, but you don't know what side or anything.
Okay, I can't tell like which side I got hit from, or
You got hit from the top corner, like up here, like this side, we'll say. So I mean, you have a general sense of he's in like one of the squares around you somewhere, but yeah.
Okay.
You detach all your characters. That would probably be a smart thing to do.
Well,
There we go.
I think my idea is I want to do a wall of fire with the sword, which takes 4 charges. And I guess I'll make it on the floor, like between me and where I got hit from, kind of, and the fire will be facing in that direction. I'm trying to remember the specifics of like the size of it or whatever.
60 feet long, 20 feet high, 1 foot thick.
Yeah, okay.
Or ringed up to 20 feet in diameter.
Right. Yeah, so maybe I'll just kind of, let's see.
I'm trying to get you so that I can draw this for you if I need to.
Right. So maybe kind of even just cordoning off that corner of the room that we're in. There's not enclosed walls here, though, right? I mean,
No, there's like 3 or 4 foot tall walls, but like you could definitely like put up a wall that you think would kind of scoop them, like I
yeah.
don't know, out to like something like this, that kind of you're right at the outside edge of it,
Uh-huh.
or like as far away as you would want to be, anyways,
Mm-hmm.
so that you don't take any sort of damage from it. Yeah. I mean, you can do that. You can put up your wall somewhere's in this range.
Okay.
Pardon my bad drawing.
And so the opposite side of the wall, is going to deal 5d8 fire damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side.
Okay.
And the creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there. And the other side of this side of the wall doesn't deal any damage. So that'll be my action, and then my bonus action will be Hunter's Mark on what's this other dude? This other big lumbering spiky looking dude here.
This is the ice devil. So he's like the frozen guy with the crazy horns and stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna Hunter's Mark that guy as my bonus action.
Okay, he is Hunter's marked. All right. On the beginning of the clone's turn, he takes 5d8 damage for your firewall.
Nice.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll that for me, because the clone was still on that side of it.
So that's 29. Now, when he burns, do we see any
Yeah, like
anything in the flames at all?
yeah. I mean, it's still like where he is still invisible, but there's obviously like flame around it now. So now it just looks something like almost like a ghost that's on fire. It just basically looks like a humanoid.
Cool. And also the wall lasts for 1 minute.
Okay, 10 seconds, got it.
So would that count as seeing it or no?
Yeah, that would count as seeing it, because you would be able to see right where it is at that point.
Are we able to see a humanoid form of the original one, or just the clone?
Nope, just the clone that's stuck behind the wall of fire. Let's see, and on his turn, what does the clone do besides take a whole bunch of damage? They don't really do much. They just kind of hit stuff. He is going to, let's see, does he need to make a saving throw to try to run through it?
Hang on, let me look at it again. Creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn, or ends its turn there. So yeah, there's no saving throw. You're just voluntarily taking
Just
that damage.
take that much damage again?
Mhm.
Oof, okay. Let's see. How smart is this thing? I don't think it's particularly smart. Nope, sure isn't. Alright, he's going to take that damage again, but then he's going to get to you and make an attack. So go ahead and roll your damage, and I'm going to hope you don't kill him. I don't think you will right now.
Not yet, anyway.
Maybe next round.
Yep, that was only 11.
Okay. So now,
Damn, that's quite a roll.
he is now at 64 health. He's going to swing at you, Venadia. 2 slam attacks, plus 6. So it's a 22 and 15. 22 hits, I'm assuming.
22 does, 15 misses.
Okay. Let's see. So you take 10 more bludgeoning damage. And yeah, then there he is. That's his turn. He's not very exciting at all. Next turn is the orc, Godspeaker. Let's see. First, the orc takes his free action to look around and swipe his large kind of staff axe thing that he's holding on to, and say, "Fear me!" in a very like super orky way. Let's see. He is going to. Bonus action, right? Oh, that's an action. Sorry, I'm looking over his spell list. Here we go. The first thing he's going to do is kind of lift a hand and cast Insect Plague. So a cloud of swarming, biting locusts fills a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point in the center of the room right around all four of you guys. The area is now lightly obscured, which is different than dark. You just can't see because there's bugs in your eyes. You're like ants in your eyes, Johnson. And the sphere's area is difficult terrain. Each of you can make a Constitution saving throw.
That is a nat 20 for me. 25.
9 for me.
Alright, Constitution saving throw. Where's his...
Dirty 20 for me.
I need one as well. Is it?
You actually would be above it, Arianth.
Okay.
What the hell? I don't see where his, oh. I gotta back up onto his thing. Spellcasting would be... Why would you not put his spell save DC on there when he uses that spell? His intelligence, spell save DC would be... Oh, that can't be right. It's gotta be his wisdom. That's such a weird stat block. Okay. Yeah, DC on this would be a 20. I'm not missing anything on this. Yeah, I think that's right. So, Dirty 20, Nat 20, both succeed. Maggie, you fail. You take 22 damage. Zip back to the spell here. You're successful, guys. You each take 11. Let's see.
Guys, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm down to 26 temporary hit points.
Wait, what? How the hell do you have 26 temporary hit points?
Because I have a vampiric axe, and every time I do necrotic damage, I get that much damage in temporary hit points.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
That's gonna be
I'm down to 40 actual hit points.
Oh,
Should I?
I have 103 of those.
I'm gonna cast a thing that'll start healing you, but I can heal you more. Need it.
Okay. I'm probably fine for now. But...
Oh, okay, there we go. I found a spell save DC. It's actually supposed to be an 18, but that wouldn't matter with our outcome. It would still be the same outcome. Okay. I don't know why they had it listed in a weird spot. It seems like it would be up with the armor class and shit. Making sure he doesn't have other good, cool bonus actions. Nope. He does not have other bonus actions. He is, however, going to charge in over here to this guy and post up like he's ready to fight this other big guy too. Sorry, that one took a second. Alright, Arianth, it would be your turn next. And then Maggie's going to be on deck for the next turn after that.
Nice.
Alrighty. How close are our main monsters that we can see to each other?
So you've got the large zombie creature that Tohan is slashing apart. The orc just ran over towards this zombie creature. The ice devil is off to the other side of the room still, and
How far?
there's like the room's only about 40 or 50 feet wide total. Well, not the
Okay,
room,
so
not the
between
room, but
the
the
orc and
area.
how far away are the orc and the ice demon from each other?
Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Toe to toe, like 40 feet.
Shit.
So they're within 50 feet of each other if you're casting on their center point, probably, of what you're trying to do.
All right.
I should make it known these guys are quite tall as well. Like, I don't think they're 50 feet tall, but you're probably only 20 feet above the tallest one's head here, the zombie.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, then I'm not worried about how far away I am from them. I am going to cast Tasha's mind whip, third level on the orc. So that's a intelligence saving throw of 16.
Okay. He only gets one on his intelligence. Oof, he rolled a natty 1.
All right, so that means, huh? All right, so that means that he gets full brunt and all the other stuff that goes along with it. And on top of that, because I did it at a level 3, I get to choose a creature within 30 feet and target it again with the same spell.
Okay.
And they have to do the saving throw. So since the ice demon unfortunately isn't within 30 feet, I guess I'm going to do the other creature here.
Okay. Very ironically, the zombie rolled a natural 18, which even with his -1 means that he passed, and the wicked, magic-y cleric orc guy did not.
All right, so
Oh,
let's see here.
Sweet, sweet irony.
All right, so it's a total of 9 damage for the orc and half that for the zombie dude. And the orc can only do one action on its next turn. It must choose whether it gets to a move, an action, or a bonus action. It only gets 1 out of 3.
Yuck. Yucky, yuck, yuck. All right. So that is action, and then was that twin spell? Is that how you got it with bonus action? Was that how you got the second one?
When I use that particular spell at a higher level than the second level it normally is, and I use it on a third level slot, it allows me to use it on another creature with a successful use of the spell.
Okay, so it's actually built in. That's cool. I didn't even realize that did that.
And then I'm gonna move. And then with my movement, I'm gonna move towards that tree.
Okay.
As far as my movement will take me.
10. You're actually right up above it, pretty much. You can be hovering right at the top of it if you want.
If I have any movement left to get close to the branches, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, you can be hovering right at the top of it. It's probably a 40-foot tall tree or so.
Okay, cool.
Yep, you can just get there. All right, Maggie, your turn.
All right, Maggie's gonna cast. I guess first she's gonna try to get out of the swarm. So it's difficult terrain, which cuts her speed in half, right?
Correct. Yep.
So 15 feet should get her out of it theoretically. And I would say away from the zombie and the orc, but not through the firewall, obviously.
Okay. Maybe something. Yeah, right up there, pretty much would be out of the zombie or the swarm.
Okay, and that's still 30 feet from the from the dudes.
Yep. Yeah, you're within 30.
All right. She is going to cast Summon Celestial, which is exciting that I can do that now. I guess I'll cast Defender, and I'm gonna basically put it right in front of the zombie and the orc. So that will. So I'll control that. It has the same initiative as me, and it goes right after me.
Okay. Let me get a pawn up for it here. Oop. Go like this. So like right there.
Yeah. Out of the swarm. So I guess maybe a little more in front of the orc.
Okay. Right there.
The swarm doesn't move, right? It stays where it is.
Yeah, it just seems to be just like a cloud of hovering insects that stays there.
Cool. All right, and then with her bonus action, she'll cast a 4th level spiritual weapon. Let's say targeting the orc.
Okay. It's an attack from the weapon, I believe, right?
What's that?
Attack from the weapon, right? Attack roll from it.
Yeah, so 22.
Okay, that's definitely a hit.
Nice. All right, 14 altogether.
All right. As you summon this thing, let's see, orc. It's 14. This orc begins to let out this like massive roar, and as soon as you summon the spiritual weapon and strike it, it like smacks it in the mouth. Essentially, this frying pan does, and just stops it cold from saying anything.
Nice.
I picture the spiritual weapon as being the most comical thing in the middle of these battles. Like it's just like a frying pan just pops up and just fucking coal cocks people, and I love it.
Absolutely. And it's like it's like a Disney thing where you can tell that the frying pan itself is also mad, and a grandma.
Nice. It's got like the fairy godmother face.
Yep. Or just like the vibe.
Love
Cool.
it.
So that's it for her turn. But then, yeah, the celestial gets to do a thing. Let's see. So it's gonna hit the orc. Let's see. My spell attack modifier to hit, so that's 25 or 20 plus 5. D20 plus 5. Oh, natty 20
Nice.
plus 5.
It's crit, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
So that means he goes twice, is that right? Or don't roll double the number of damage die?
So you roll your dice, double the number that's on the dice, and then add any modifiers to it that he has.
Okay. So I'm assuming 25 hits, right?
Yeah, it's 25 hits. Yep.
Alright. Oh, God. This is annoying. Like, when I have the spell up, I can't do dice things.
Yeah.
So I have to
Yeah, I
keep
wish
going.
I wish they would make pop-out windows a thing on D&D
Yeah.
Beyond. It would be really handy.
I'll bring it up in another tab, I guess. But, alright. So 1d10 plus 3 plus 5. Okay, wait. So 1d10 plus 3 plus 5, and then what gets doubled by the...
1d10 doubled.
Okay, plus 3
3 plus 5. Yep.
Gotcha. Oh. Alright. So that's 18 plus 8, 26
26.
damage with this big old mace that he's carrying. It is... does it matter what it's like a mace plus radiant damage? Does it matter?
No, because this guy doesn't have any particular damage sensitivities or
Okay.
anything.
And then is Venadia within 10 feet of the orc?
Yeah, she is right around 7 feet away, it looks like.
Cool. So the Guardian gives her a 1d10 in hit points.
Cool.
Hit points.
Nice.
7, I think, temporary hit points.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Cleric
Cool.
doing cleric shit, man. Getting hit points to the party.
I know. I feel like it would be a stretch, but Maggie's also got a thing where any healing spell that she casts gives extra for her level. I think this would be a stretch, though, right? Is this kind of the Celestial doing it? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It's a triggered healing effect for that spell.
You're asking what her thing is?
Yeah, like what? That's like her one of her feats or abilities or whatever. But
yeah. So she casts the Celestial, and then the Celestial's got a thing attached to its attack where if it hits, then it gets to give a 1d10 temporary hit point to someone nearby. And then her thing is, let me read it off. It says when you cast a spell of first level or higher that restores hit points to. Oh no, so never mind. Restores hit points, so it wouldn't apply for.
Oh yeah, right, because it's temporary.
Yeah, so it's for like direct healing spells, like cure wounds and stuff like that. That would work.
But wait, what is it? What is the bonus for that?
You get 7 temporary hit points from that.
No, I mean, sorry, with the feature that's not being applied.
So she is adding. Blessed Healer is you regain hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level. The other one is, let me see, Disciple of Life. When you use a spell of first level or higher to restore hit points, the creature regains additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level. So if it applied here, it would be 2 plus 5, 7, an extra 7. But yeah,
right. Neat.
Anyway, cool. That's it for me and my Celestial.
So yeah, it takes some damage. It drops down to 141 hit points. You see above the orc's head. It doesn't seem to be in any particular danger of dying anytime soon. The Ice Devil kind of looks over at you guys, and it does its own sort of spell casting thing here. What? Alright, so your wall of fire is obviously where the white is. The green is where the
are we getting some weird new shit coming up?
Yep, sure are. He casts.
Zach, I can't hear you.
Oh,
I hear Zach.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Dave, do we still have you?
Yeah. I got you on video still, but I don't know if we got.
No, we have an audio problem with Dave, I think, now. Weird.
Oh, I can hear Dave.
I can't hear Dave.
Yeah, I don't think Dave can hear us. I hear Dave typing.
I think I hear Dave typing now.
Yeah, I definitely hear Dave typing. Yeah, we can hear you.
Me.
Oh, that doesn't help, does it, if I just say that? Because he can't.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Dave, can you
guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Jeez. Alright, I'll get back on with my phone.
Alright, no worries. In the meantime, this ice demon here.
Apparently, I'm not the only one having trouble doing it on the computer.
He casts a wall of ice along the same size and shape as Vanidia's wall of fire. So effectively pinning any chance you guys have of going this way. You guys are now kind of caught between a chunk of ice and a hot place, I guess. I was gonna say rock in a hard place, but no, it's not accurate. So he casts that.
Sorry.
Whoa, Doctor Who. As he does so, not the clone, but the other stalker has to see if he takes damage. He does. How much damage was it? Oh, that's a lot. Alright, 5. So all of a sudden, you see the number, Dave, or Maggie sees the number above the stalker that was in the bottom right corner go from 104 down to whatever 104 minus 35 is. 71, I think. Sounds right. As this ice wall slams into it, and it is immediately pushed into the swarm, which I believe does additional damage to it.
Sometimes it doesn't help to be invisible.
Yeah,
Of course, they're all fighting against each other too, aren't they?
14. Yeah, it would
Not
appear
yet.
so.
Not yet.
Yeah, they're trying, but it's not working out. All right, he takes an additional 14 from the swarm. And it goes back up to our big zombie friend here, as the ice demon seems to be done with his turn. He is not charging into this fucking Farkas. Zombie dude takes a swing. I think that's all he does.
Sorry, I missed what happened. The ice demon tried to blast us and hit the invisible guy instead.
So he cast a wall of ice, very much in the vein of Vanadia's wall of fire, but it's like making the Atari symbol sideways on our map now.
Yeah. Zach, I have a question. What happens where they meet between the firewall and the ice wall? Is there any kind of weird interaction there?
Wall of steam.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally a wall of steam.
Totally.
It still
Very
stays
cool.
a wall on both sides, but right in the middle, it's just constant boiling steam.
Neat.
Maybe with
Are
lightsaber
we-
noises.
Who owns Atari now? Are we gonna get sued?
None of these are going to get monetized anyway.
If we ever get a cease and desist, we'll be doing something right.
Yeah. Means I had enough viewers to have somebody pay attention. Let's see. All right. He is attempting his spewing madness attack yet again. So he barfs on you, Tohan.
I don't know if it's a melee attack, but he gets advantage because I attacked recklessly.
Alright, well, he got a 23 on the first one and a 20 on the second one. So one of those two hits, I'm hoping.
They both hit. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, he does 9 acid damage to you, which is reduced, and then I'm assuming reduced yet again.
Yeah.
Down to your 2 that you take. He's not smart, he's a zombie, so he just wants to puke on you.
Tohan, can you just stand there and get puked on by that guy?
He's not. He's about to be really undead.
For what it's worth, he can also throw up into his hand and then throw it at you, so that's cool. Gross.
Nice.
This is the
Mix it up a little
This
bit.
is the grossest
I
zombie
mean,
ever.
I can do that too. I mean,
Yeah.
You guys just have a puke off. It's just a
I
puke
dare you.
competition.
Dare to throw puke at that guy.
Like, the worst part is the zombie has 15 hit points left. Like, if you throw up on him, he's gonna die from acid damage, and that's awful. But he passed the saving throw on Tasha's mind whip somehow. Fucking dice, man.
He was just too stupid to tune in to what was even
Yeah,
happening.
something. It went over his
Yeah.
head, and
Yeah, it's like it doesn't work on inanimate objects either, you know.
yeah, like you can't hypnotize a 3-year-old because their attention span isn't long
Yeah.
enough. Like, it's that
Right.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So zombie did that, and I guess that's all he does. Because he doesn't get multi-attack. What a weak-ass fucking giant zombie creature. Screw you, DM's Guild. No, I'm just kidding. It was a good creature. It's just not the only creature. Who's next after that? Our stalker friend that had been attacking Venadia, who is on this side of the wall of fire now.
Oh yeah, where did he end his turn?
Next to you, near the.
Nice. So he's gonna start his turn in that fire.
Yeah, he's literally in the center right here.
Oh, he broke through the wall. Okay.
Yeah, well, okay, so you had a stalker and a clone.
Oh, right, yeah.
The clone was the one that broke through the wall right after you cast it. The stalker, the ice demon just shoved into the middle of this swarm of locusts with you and Toan. So he starts his turn there, meaning that he takes damage from that. 3, 8 is 11. Clone. Minus 11 is 39. What does he do? 2 slam attacks, that's right. Alright, both of these still directed at you, Venadia. 8 plus 7 is a 15. Does that hit? Does not.
Nope.
And a 7 is worse. So he misses with both his attacks. He is, however, going to attempt to move out of this. We'll say he tries to move over to like there. Does provoke opportunity attack from the zombie, the orc, the celestial, you, Venadia. He fucking dies. You guys get your opportunity attacks on him because otherwise we're going to be here all night rolling just for opportunity attacks. So he tries to leave and everybody fucks his world up.
It seems like pretty poor odds.
Yeah, he's probably not going to make it out of that gauntlet, getting 6 opportunity attacks on him. Tohan,
It's like
too.
It's that meme with all the swords in the center of the table, but with the celestial and the orc and.
Yeah, it's not going to go well. Even with him being invisible, like, it doesn't matter because he's surrounded by swarms of shit that are giving away his position. So yeah, he definitely dies.
Cool.
That was the...
Hated that guy anyway.
That was the stalker. Yeah.
So what happens to his
cheap shot,
clone?
son of a bitch, right?
Does his clone stay alive?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything has happened to the clone. The clone is still also over here with you somewhere. Let's see, after the stalker. Tohan, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to recklessly Great Weapon Master attack the zombie guy right in front of me.
Alright.
21 to hit.
That hits. All the damages.
That's better. So 17, 19, 29 damage.
Excellent. He dies.
Great.
When he dies, he explodes in a burst of acid. Each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a DC 13 Dex saving throw, otherwise taking 2d6 acid damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
I got 9, so I take full damage.
17.
Alright.
So what? I'm sorry. How much damage?
You take half of 2d6.
Oh, you haven't rolled it yet.
No, we'll roll it right now. We rolled a 1 and a 5, so 6. So, Venadia, you take 3 damage. Tohan, you take 6 damage. However, Tohan, you are now infected.
Yeah, but it's acid damage or no?
It is acid damage, so you reduce the amount of damage for that.
To 3, and then I'm raging, and so it goes down to 1?
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, Maggie would immediately notice a big red flashing thing above you that just says infected.
Ooh, I bet that's good. If I can, I'm gonna go outside the circle of bugs here and go right to this ice demon guy. Start whacking at him. Same thing. So. Ooh, natural 20 again.
Oh, Jesus. This is going to be
Isn't that
scary.
the orc?
Murder
Is that
lizard?
the orc or the ice demon right there?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say ice demon or orc?
Ice demon.
Oh, okay. My bad. I moved you the wrong way then. So there is a wall of ice between you. You're like here. So you can...
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Who was the guy right next to
This guy is
the other
orc.
guy?
This one's the
Oh,
orc.
yeah,
right
him.
there.
Him.
Okay.
Then I'm sorry. I got them confused.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew what you meant. It's cool.
Okay, so 39, 41, 51 plus 2d8 necrotic.
So many.
So 54, 3 of which is necrotic on the first hit, and then because I killed someone last time, I actually get another attack.
Yep.
18 hit.
That is a hit. That's his armor
Okay.
class. Our big roll here could kill him.
Well, it won't be nearly as big, but let's see. So 26, so 18, 28 plus 7, so 35, 7 of which is necrotic.
So yeah, his number drops to 52 above his head. He is now looking very bloodied. Let's see, after Tohan is Venadia. Venadia, you're in the circle of bugs, and you can actually see this guy now that he's in the circle of bugs with you. And,
Yeah, that guy's fucked right now.
Yeah, he's melting basically already. Fire on his backside, bugs on his front side, you getting ready to stab him. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna actually use my Sword of Flames two-handed and just fight with one weapon for this round of combat. So that gives me 1d10 plus 10 damage instead of 1d8.
Okay.
And I'll do that with both of my attacks. So that's a 17.
Let's see.
Does that hit?
Let me double check. That's awfully close. That does hit.
Nice. That's good because I rolled a 3. And I rolled a 30. So that's 14 and 13.
14 and 13 all day. Okay, so 27. His number drops down to 12 now.
And now...
Oh, I'm sorry. At the beginning of your turn, you took from being in the circle, and I probably should have done this for Tohan too, because you started your turn in the circle. 8,
Yep.
2, and 1 is 11 points each of whatever type of bug damage there was.
I think it's piercing.
It's half for me anyways, unless it's psychic, so...
Nope, not psychic bugs. Alright, so you got your attack actions off. You still have a movement if you want, Venadia.
Yeah, well, I got my bonus action too, right?
Yes, yeah. Unless you burnt that
So,
swinging.
I think I'm gonna use my Zephyr Strike as my bonus action, which means my movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. And once before the spell ends, I can give myself advantage on one weapon attack roll on that turn, and that attack deals an extra 1d8 force damage if it hits. And also, that on that turn, whenever I use that, my walking speed will increase by 30 feet until the end of that turn.
All right, cool.
So I'm going to cast that, and then my movement, I'm going to position myself over by the orc.
All right. I'm assuming you want to try to get out of the bugs, right?
Yeah, I want to get like over out of the bugs and
So
by the orc where I can hit it.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. So you move about 25 feet or so total, with a 10-foot penalty for being in difficult terrain. I believe the bugs are almost gone anyway. Let's see, it is the clone's turn that you just left behind. Sorry, I was waving to Amanda. I think the clone, being a clone of a sentient sort of creature thing, not intelligent but sentient, is going to move himself somewhere. Yeah, it takes its turn. We'll put it that way. It does, however, take some damage on the beginning of its turn. 5. Oh. Alright, it gets right to the edge of the circle of bugs and dies. Damn it. Like, you just see, like, it looks like a chalk outline on the ground, but it's actually the invisible body still being there, surrounded by bugs, just outlining it. They're just crawling all over it.
Nice.
Seems like a tripping hazard.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, everybody, I am bloodied officially by 1 point. Just so we're keeping track.
Do you want me to throw you a healing potion or something?
I have one. I just want people to keep the whatever as we go through our battle here.
Yeah, Maggie will give you more temporary hit points this turn.
Cool. I guess Maggie would see all of our stats, like our hit points and stuff too, right?
She could already feel your pain.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. She would definitely get like stat readouts on you guys.
Yeah,
She would
you'd be able to like
read your
specifically
character sheets.
quantify it though. Like how
yeah.
injured am I?
Oh, grandmas know.
I like that like it's like the eye patch is like the one letting her know all of this stuff, but she just kind of is like, yeah, no, it's just because I'm a grandma.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I also like that she's skeptical of the technology, but she's also
Yep.
unbestowed with it.
Exactly. She's like, now how do you use this thing again?
Yeah.
She's got kind of like a use the force loop kind of
Yeah.
moment. Like,
Alright,
take
so
catch up, feel how.
I'm telling you to like unplug it and plug it back in or something.
Jen, what level did you cast Tasha's Mind Whip at? 3rd?
Yes.
Alright, excellent. This guy casts Dispel Magic. So I'll read you the description of that. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher, blah blah blah, make an ability check. So yeah, he dispels your Tasha's Mind Whip on himself. I will say that is his action for this turn. So he does not get to make... We'll say that Tasha's Mind Whip was still triggered at the time for him to dispel it. So that's gonna be his turn. So it's gonna be your turn next. And you are still up in the air above everybody.
Well, I'm up near the tree.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, so you're actually fairly far away from everybody. So you're flying.
Just so you know, for future reference, it only lasts for 1 turn, so that was kind of moot of you to do.
Yeah, but is this not his next turn? Yeah, it's on his next turn. It's just because you are literally right after him, so you cast it last turn, right? Or was it 2 turns ago?
Yeah, but
last turn.
yeah, I cast it on my last turn, so it would only affect his next turn. So he would be able to use it just one. He could use an action to attack, and then the spell would still be gone the next turn. That's what I mean.
Well, this guy's a cleric, but he's still an orc, so.
Yeah, that too.
Fair enough. I was just saying. All right. How far away am I from the ice demon right now?
Let's see. Let's see, 11 squares roughly. So 55 feet.
All right. And how far away am I from the orc dude?
35 feet.
So I'm gonna move. I am going to try to. Actually, I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna move a little, just so that I'm right within 30 feet of the orc guy, and I'm gonna cast um uh actually I take that back. I'm sorry. I'm gonna move within 30 feet of the ice demon and cast Tasha's hideous laughter at it, and then move back as far as I can to the tree.
So, it's
So
within
it's a
within 30 feet.
wisdom
You
save of
said?
16.
So right about there, and then you'll be able to move back about 10 feet or so. You won't. You make it all the way back to the tree. But you should
That's
make
all right.
those. Wisdom save 16. Where is his wisdom? He rolled an 8. That's not a 16. All right, so he fails his wisdom save.
Okay, so now he becomes falls prone and becomes incapacitated, and just basically with laughter. And at the end of each of its turns, it can take another wisdom saving throw to get out of it, or it'll be triggered with damage, and on a triggered damage saving throw, it gets advantage.
Nasty. All right.
And that's my turn.
All right. So yeah, behind its giant wall of ice, this thing just falls down laughing hysterically. All right.
Is that a concentration spell or?
So he gets a wisdom save at the beginning of his turn. You said still DC 16.
Yes, a concentration up to a minute.
Oh, I'm at the wall of ice.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's see. It says it right here. The wall appears while lasts for 1 minute or until the devil is incapacitated or dies. I assume incapacitated. Laughing maniacally nonstop probably counts. So yeah, I guess that the wall begins to kind of crumble and fall down. Just chunks of ice sloshing onto the floor, turning into a giant mucky puddle. Because this wall of fire is still burning away here. We probably are coming close. It's 1, 2. I think we're on our 3rd round of combat.
I'm guessing the dragons fucking love this. Like,
oh yeah, I'm sure.
this like big ice demon like cackling on the ground. That sounds like something dragons would be into.
Whoever picked the zombie as their champion is like, shit, that's the worst
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, are they sore losers because they have such huge egos?
Yeah, I'm sure they're all very sore losers.
Toan would probably look at you and be like, "What are you trying to say?"
You're a fucking sore loser.
I'm like, okay.
So he made his saving throw. Get a 19 on that. That's his action, though, I'm assuming. Bonus action, don't have... Alright,
Well, he gets to do a saving throw at the end of his turn.
Oh, it's at the end of his turn he gets to do the saving throw? So yeah, he would be inactive until the end of his turn when he made the saving throw. Alright.
Yes.
So he just kind of stands there then. He can't really do anything. But he is no longer laughing. He like laughs for literally 6 seconds straight. Just falls down laughing for 6 exact seconds according to D&D. And then stands back up like nothing happened.
And he's like, where'd my ice wall go?
Yeah, what the fuck? Where's my ice wall? This is bullshit.
He's like laughing, and then he sees the ice wall gone, and he kind of is like,
yeah, it's the,
Yeah, wall of
the
fire is
quick
probably
fade.
concentration too. Every time you take damage, I think you were probably supposed to roll a concentration. But I'm not sure how that works if you're casting it through a staff of fire.
oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know either. I just get to it by clicking, like when I click the Staff of Fire and then I click Wall of Fire, I just get to like the regular description.
I don't think
of
it
that
is
spell.
concentration, because I think since it's a 10-round spell, it just kind of triggers and then is there, like kind of whether
Well,
you want it or not. Like I don't think
in
you
the
can...
spell, like in the rules just for Wall of Fire, it does say concentration up to 1 minute.
Yeah, but he used an object to cast it, so I wasn't sure if it was
Yeah.
something different.
Yeah, I
Normally,
feel
if you're a wizard and you cast Wall of Fire, if you get hurt, you'd have to cast the concentration save.
yeah, I would assume that
Yeah.
barring...
You're actually using charges.
Yeah, like
Right.
I would assume that barring the staff play or the sword being like you losing attunement with it, we'll say, or like it being like forcibly removed from you, then you probably wouldn't have to make the
Yeah, that
like,
makes sense.
That would probably be more likely to break the wall at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool.
There are some things even the DM doesn't know. Let's see. So this flips back up and around. Our big zombie guy is super dead. The other stalker is toast. He died like a motherfucker. So it actually goes back up to Tohan now.
Meg.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, Maggie. You're right. Maggie, you actually should have gone before the ice demon.
Oh, I wasn't paying
So
attention.
before he laughs, I'm sorry, I skipped right over you for some reason. Before the ice demon stands up from laughing, so it's 12 seconds that he laughs for, not 6. In that 6 seconds, what would you like to do, Maggie?
I'm gonna. Let's see. So it's only those two left, right? The orc and the ice demon.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna throw a guiding bolt at the ice demon at first level. That's 14. Does that hit?
Don't believe so. That's the wrong one. Steven. Does not hit.
Okay. And then I'm gonna hit the orc with a spiritual weapon, and then move it. So that's 18 to hit.
That's gonna hit the orc. Yep.
And 12 damage.
You see it drops to 40.
Okay. Actually, I guess I'll leave. Well, what is the ice demon at?
The ice demon
Quite a bit, right?
is at I'm sorry, 180 minus whatever. Does Tasha's hideous laughter cause any damage, Jen? Did I miss that?
It doesn't.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
It's just the laughing effect.
Okay.
In
So
that
I'll
case,
move,
it's at full health, so it's at 180 points.
I'll move the spiritual weapon 20 feet closer from like towards the ice demon after hitting the orc.
Okay.
And then that's it for Maggie. I guess she'll maybe like get a little closer, maybe like right behind the celestial, and then she's going to use the celestial to attack the orc too.
There's your 20-foot frying pan floating there. Celestial is going to attack the orc. All right, go ahead.
All right, so d20 plus 5. Oh, so that's only 8.
8
8.
is a miss.
8 hits.
No, 8 is a miss.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Target
All
AC
right.
is 18 on this one. Alright, so after that, the ice demon stands up. Then we go back to Tohan.
Yeah, recklessly, great weapon master. Attack this dick in front of me here.
I'm actually surprised this guy's not dead already.
22 to hit.
That hits.
Uh, 30 damage on the first hit.
Okay.
5 of which is necrotic. Second hit. Might not do it. 17 to hit.
Nope, just misses.
Nope, that's it.
The orc goes, ha ha! With his whopping 10 hit points that he has left. Venadia! Your turn.
All right. Yep. Time for slashy. this orc. I think
Oh
I'm
no,
gonna still.
Tohan, he's gonna steal your kill.
It's okay.
All right, flamey sword type. Oh yeah, I forgot. Also, my sword's on fire.
Your sword is on fire.
So let's see.
Oily, oily fire dripping everywhere.
That's a 29
That's a hit.
and an 18.
That is also a hit. He dies. How hard does he die?
Let's see. So we got a 13, a 12, and what do we do for fire?
Extra D8, I believe. I'm just guessing, but I don't remember what the flask of oil gives it. It's either a D8 or a D6, but yeah, he's definitely dead.
Just 2.
Okay.
So 27.
All right, yeah. So he dies twice. Yeah, like I think I described it last week, but this thing in Magic the Gathering on the phone happens like on Arena, where when you hit somebody with like a series of attacks, you can make them go into the negative, and
oh yeah, I love
it's
that.
the most satisfying fucking thing.
You see people go like negative 40 or something, and you just are dying laughing.
I had an amazing combo match with a guy, and I was at negative 3,000, but I had a card out where I couldn't lose the game because of a lack of life. Like like basically the card is like you can't lose the game and your opponent can't win the game. And he had something like 6,000 health because he had this life gain deck that like did damage to me. And I just sat there like, yeah, whatever, dude. And I just kept letting it roll for like 15, 20 minutes, and it was the most satisfying thing, knowing that he's like, what the fuck? Why won't you die? Like, that's the type of Magic I like to play, where it's like, just
that's amazing.
The mental fuckery.
Yep.
It's fun. All right, Mr. Orc, he is dead.
And let's see. Do I want a bonus action? I don't think I need one. Not really one that I can think of using right now. I think that's probably going to be my turn.
Okay. Yeah, Hunter's Mark's still on the ice.
Yeah, the other guy.
So.
Saving that weirdo for last.
All right. Let's see. Clone is dead. Yep. Orc is dead. Yep. Arion, back to you. This is where the numbers game really is going to come into play for you guys, because this guy's not going to last long now, I bet.
Alrighty. So we're just down to the ice demon dude, right?
Who summoned this one?
Icing Death, the white.
Oh yeah, of course.
Did. Yep.
That edgelord.
Edgelord's mama.
Alrighty. I will. I'll do. I'm gonna cast level 2 Tasha's Mind Whip.
All right, that is a Wisdom saving throw, correct?
Intelligence saving throw of 16.
Saving throw. Damn it! He literally gets bonuses, like fucking Jack Diesel bonuses, to Dexterity, Constitution, Wisdom, and Charisma, but not Intelligence. DC 16, you said?
Yep.
Okay. That is a 15. Alright. That was for Mind Whip, correct?
Yep. So it's 3d6 damage, which is... It takes 10 damage and then only gets basically one action movement or reaction bonus. And I will move back closer to the tree. Oh, actually, just assume that I used my movement to get. Actually, no. Yeah, never mind. I just moved back closer to the tree. I forgot that I'm not. That's a 90 feet one.
Yeah, you were actually 10 feet closer too, because I forgot to move you after last turn. So you would have been like there. So, yeah, you wouldn't even had to move. Like zippity zappity, zip right back.
So just assume I'm right back at the top of the tree.
Gotcha. Let's see. Maggie, your turn.
Maggie's turn already?
Yeah.
God damn.
Everything else is dead, so.
So the spiritual weapon's got 20 feet of motion. Does it hit the demon?
Let's see. You moved it 20 feet last time. You can get 10,
I think
20.
you said there was 40 feet between.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Okay,
Well,
it's got 5.
I'll give you gratis on the like 2.5 feet that it's away.
Yeah, it's got 5 feet of range anyway. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, perfect.
cool. All right, so swinging the old spiritual weapon. So that's 25 to hit, and come on, 17 damage.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm gonna I guess I'll Vanadia, how many hit points out of how many hit points?
I'm at 33 out of 67.
Okay.
And no temporary.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not really sweating it at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
So
Okay.
I mean, let's just finish this guy.
Yeah. All right.
I've got some tricks up my sleeve if I need them. So.
Okay. I'll hit the ice demon with a guiding bolt. Oh my god, seriously? Oh wait, that's 7, that one. 16, does that hit?
That misses.
Shit. Alright. And I guess Maggie will get closer to the ice demon, kind of staying on the outside of that bug circle. She's got 30 feet of motion. And then the Celestial's got 40 feet flying, so I don't know if that will get him over the ice demon.
Alright, so you can move. Let's see. So Vanadia's wall of fire, I'm assuming, is still up.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
only
don't.
been 4 or 5
I don't know how to
rounds
take
now.
it down, really. It's
Yeah, exactly.
kind of-
Like I think with this particular instance, it's kind of a once you cast it, it's just sort of up because you don't.
Yeah.
You can't like dispel it because it's not a spell you really cast. You just sort of
Right.
triggered a magic
Yeah.
item. So you've got the swarm. The swarm actually would be gone now. That would have gone
Okay.
away as soon as the orc who cast it died.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Because that
so
was a
still-
concentration. So you'd be able to beeline for him right along 5, 10, 15, 20.
Well, gonna. Oh, and the wall of ice is also gone, right?
Wall of ice is
Yep.
also gone, yep.
She's gonna get, I mean, like 10 feet from him, maybe, but not get right up next to him.
Okay, yeah,
And then-
30 feet would get you about 10 feet away.
And then, okay, cool. So does the Celestial get there with 40 feet of flying motion?
10, 20, 30, yep, absolutely.
Oh, wow, shit. I just realized that the Celestial has multi-attack, so... Cool.
I'm going to have
All
to
right.
use this spell on Thursday, Dave, when we're on Tuesday when we play in Bill's game, because my Cleric in Bill's Avernus game has Summon Celestial.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm pretty into this. I like it.
Cool.
All right, so for multi-attack, should I roll 2 d20s and add a 5 to each? Is that kinda how that works?
However the multi-attack declares it. So, like this ice dude has a multi-attack where he makes 3 attacks, and it's one with its bite, one with its claws, one with its tail. But if it just says multi-attack, and it's just whatever, then yeah, it's...
It says, yeah, number of attacks equal to half the spell's level rounded down, so that's 5 rounded down and
Okay.
halved.
So
So,
you get
2 attacks.
Yep.
So do I roll 2 separate die
Yeah,
for
roll 2 separate attacks
right?
for it.
Okay. All right. So I got a probably missed them both. I got a natty 1 and a 9 plus 5.
Yeah, and that 1 definitely misses. And yes, a 14 also misses.
Don't worry, Celestial. It's your first try. Poor little guy.
First time that angelic creature has ever seen a demon so demonic.
Right.
That's all.
Didn't really do a whole.
It looks at you and goes, I'm used to fighting fire demons, I swear. This ice demon shit's just throwing me all off. It probably doesn't say shit if it's an angelic creature. but
No, it says shoot.
Yeah. Malarkey.
All right, that's it for me and my Celestial.
Alright. So, the ice demon, he gets to go again. Seeing the celestial, it lets out a terrible roar because, demon
Yeah.
and all that. Well, I keep calling it a demon. I'm sorry. It's an ice devil. It's not a demon, and there is a difference in D&D. My bad, internet viewer. Singular.
Devils would be stronger than demons, wouldn't they?
Well, no. So as a brief aside, in D&D historically, throughout the centuries and millennia, there is throughout the Nine Hells, and more specifically lately in Avernus, which is a specific plane of hell, there has been something called the Blood War going on. Not to be confused with the Blood Plague or the Blood Omen or any other such nonsense. But the Blood War is a war that goes on between devils and demons. And essentially it's a war of alignments. Devils tend to be lawful in their dealings, whereas demons tend to be chaotic. So, like, devils will make, like, a pact for your soul, whereas a demon will just try to eat your soul. Da, 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 da. That was the More You Know song right there. So, let's see. It's not been 6 rounds since he cast his Wall of Ice, so he can't do it again. So instead, he's going to do his triple attack that he gets against the Celestial, I believe.
Uh-oh.
Does that count as one action?
Yeah, because it's a multi-attack, so I'm going to assume
Gotcha.
that it does. But that's all he's going to do. He's not going to be able to move or anything. Let's see. 16 plus 10 is 26, so his bite hits the Celestial. 4 plus 14. 14 hit the Celestial, or no? I'm assuming not.
No, 18 armor class.
Okay. So he manages to bite the Celestial, doing 12 piercing damage to it, plus 10 cold damage.
Ouch.
That's a 22 on that. Misses with his claws that he swipes at it with. Probably the Celestial blocking it with his awesome weaponry. And hits it with his tail, doing 12 bludgeoning damage plus 10 more cold damage. He's going all Bobby Drake Iceman on this thing.
So that was over 40 altogether, right?
What did I say? Let's see, 10 and 12 is 22 plus another 22. Yeah, so 44 damage he does with those 2 hits.
Alright, the Celestial blinks out of existence.
Cursed angels! Yells out in a weird common. And that's his whole turn because he's still Tasha's mind whipped. Tohan, back to you.
And now that's done.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna rush right up on him and hit him with the axe. I'm not gonna do Great Weapon Master, but I'm gonna do recklessly. Which I'm glad I did. So 20 to hit the first one.
That hits.
And a 21 to hit the second.
Also hits.
Okay, that's better. So 20, 18, 38, 2d8. Nice. 38, 48, 53 damage total, 15 of which is necrotic.
Nice. He blinks down to 100 hit points left.
And I'm up to 43 temporary hit points.
Like this is like the Incredible Hulk, but like the version that the madder he gets, the bigger he gets. This is between you and Venadia. Like I'm literally gonna have to just throw like full sized like I don't even know now what I'm gonna physically contend with you guys with, because once you get into like close quarters, it's so brutal. All right, so any other actions?
No, that's all I can do.
All right.
I hit things with axes.
Yep.
Venadia, your turn.
Yep. Murder Squad. All right. I'm going back to two-handed weapon. Can I reach him?
Do not. Oh, let's see. In a straight line, you are 9 squares from the front of him, so 45 feet.
Damn. So I could if I dashed, but is there anything large and heavy near me?
Let's find out.
I can lift, I think,
Pick
870 pounds or something I looked up.
high or low. Arbitrarily, doesn't matter.
High.
Okay. I got a 4, so no, there is nothing giant or nearby.
Okay. Dash is what, a bonus action or?
Dash is an action unless you have a feat that allows you to use it as a bonus.
Yeah, I
action.
think okay. I think we covered that. Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm gonna work my way over there. That's for sure. Get as close as I can.
What's your movement? 30?
30, yeah.
Okay, so we can put you pretty much right at the edge of your wall of fire if you want.
Damn, I was gonna action surge this guy with my hunter's mark.
Well, you can action dash up there, then action surge if you want.
Yeah, like because then you.
Well, that's true. I mean, I would have an attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could dash up there, then action surge attack him, get like a full round.
Right. So that'd be my regular 3 swipes at him.
Yep. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
if you
Okay.
want.
That's I didn't think of that. Thank you. Yeah. That's what I'll do.
Alright, so you move and then use your dash to get there. So you just see Venadia on full fucking tear ass mode across this room, like wanna kill,
Flailing a flaming sword. All right. So let's see.
Yeah, like there's still just oil dripping off from this, like landing in little puddles, flaming all over the floor now. Like dead bugs everywhere. The dead ones didn't go away for some reason. Only the living ones.
Question though, would the Sword of Flames just kind of naturally be on fire?
You'd think that.
But it's not really.
No.
Okay.
It's got like some cool, probably like 1989 like Harley Davidson like custom flames painted on it. You know, like, but it's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna be modifying that aesthetic at my earliest convenience. All right. Let's see. Oh, does a 16 hit?
16 does not hit.
Okay, well, 22 does.
22 does. Yep.
And oh man, and another 22. All right. So you got a 14 plus. So 15 for the first one. Plus. All right, so 22.
Nice. All right. He drops to 63.
Wait, there's a little bit more. 16. So what did I say? 15, 22, and 16?
16.
Oh, and whatever fire damage. Was that D8s?
7.
Which would be on 2 of them.
D8.
So 2. Oops, not that.
Plus your hunter's mark.
That's what I rolled in. The D6
Oh, okay.
were in
That's
there.
what the 16 was. Okay.
And so, and then another
Sorry.
10 points of fire damage.
I don't have my log.
So we got
window up here.
15, 22, 16, 10, 26.
So if I did my math right, he drops to
38.
37 altogether.
I got. Oops.
Alright, so
I think 63 damage.
Yep.
Is that what
Yeah,
yeah,
that would've been
37.
right.
You said. Yeah. Right.
So if that's it, it goes to Arianth.
Alrighty. How much damage has he taken?
He has 37 hit points left.
All right.
Out of much more than that.
Out of, yeah, what he had, 180.
All right.
And here I thought I did a pretty good
I will-
cross-section of monsters to try to kill you guys with, and nope.
But that was a pretty good spread.
Yeah, like they had some different abilities and
Indeed.
stuff.
So was the Goonie squad though.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty diverse.
All right. I'll cast a second level. Actually, how do I get it? I'll do a third level scorching ray, which means I shoot 4 rays at him. So I have to do 4 individuals for that in a
4
second.
attacks, yep. Target AC on him is still 18.
One.
I'm gonna just roll a
23.
level 20 character to fight you guys with.
You said it's 18, right?
Yep.
All right. So I got 23 on the first one.
It's like Johan and idiot ready to fight God.
11 on the second one. That one.
Not without your guys' help.
24. So that's a hit. So 2 hits so far. And a 15. So I get 2 hits on him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage for him.
So that's a 9 and 6. So 15 altogether.
Damage. He has 22 hit points left. Maggie. Oh, I'm sorry, Arianth, was that it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, Maggie. Maggie's turn.
Alright, we're gonna go spiritual weapon.
Yes, kill him with a frying pan.
17.
17 just misses.
Shit, I wish I had another frying pan lined up. Actually, I guess I do have.
I
say,
killed
your
your
helmet?
angel and thwarted your cookware, puny one.
Maggie literally could run in and hit him with 2 frying pan, like actual physical frying
That'd
pans.
be amazing.
Maybe I
Like
should just.
nunchucks kind of thing. They're just
You blasted ice demon!
Alright, fuck it, I'm doing that.
Nice. Can we
Awesome.
you
yes.
are so I just like to point this out. You are literally directly behind these two, so I feel like it's got to be like you go up and over it like you're like a quarterback trying to get over the line of scrimmage, like to get over like the defensive line,
Yeah.
like into the end zone here with this hit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're up and over Tohan and like up over their shoulders,
Definitely.
like
That's how it's going.
full on Captain America, but it's a wok in a frying pan.
Well, I guess she's got her dwarven thrower, which. Oops, that is a solid 9. Missed on that one. And then with her left hand, she comes in with the frying pan, 22 to hit.
That hits.
Gets 5 normal damage, but then also gets. Where's.
This is a non-magical weapon, right? This guy was immune to it.
Well, it becomes a magical weapon because she. Where is it?
It's her
Divine
holy
Strike.
symbol, right?
Divine Strike adds an extra 1d8 radiant damage.
Oh, okay. Here we go. You said it was 5 to start and then that d8?
Yep, so 5 plus 7, 12 damage with the frying pan.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, you guys have magical weapons.
That demon better at least play dead if he knows it's good for him.
Yeah, he's down to 10 hit points. And it is finally his turn. and reactionarily, he throws up, because it has been 6 rounds, another wall of ice. Boom. Alright. Because I gotta at least have one monster do something fucking cool. Alright, so I'll read this out. The devil magically forms an opaque wall of ice on a solid surface it can see within 60 feet of it. The wall is 1 foot thick and up to 30 feet long and 10 feet high, or, and I think this is the case, it's a hemispherical dome up to 20 feet in diameter. So basically right around himself, about 5 foot out from him in every direction, is this massive dome, but it appears right at you guys. So it's going to push you guys out of its space in the shortest route. You guys can choose to either wind up inside the wall or outside of it.
Oh, inside, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, inside as well.
It's inside.
Let's see.
This guy's a wimp.
I need everybody that remained inside of it, which is you 3, to make a DC 17 dexterity saving throw, or
I fail.
or take 35 damage, or 10 DC.
I get it.
Wow,
I get advantage on dexterity saving throws, but it doesn't matter. So I rolled a 16.
Ooh, I almost rolled it too, but I rolled a crit.
So I take 17 damage because I'm raging.
Correct.
Do you get anything with a crit on a saving throw? Or is it just kind of...
No, unfortunately,
pass.
saving throws and skill checks, crits don't
It's
technically
still,
count.
I take half of that?
Although usually on a skill check, if somebody gets a nat 20, I'm like, hell yeah, something awesome happens, because it's a skill check. And I'm of the camp.
Right.
Like, more cool shit should happen in D&D.
Right, yeah, totally.
Yeah, half is 17, so you still take 17 damage.
Yep.
Let's see. Maggie, I didn't hear... You said inside, right?
Yep.
Alright, so what did you save?
No, Maggie.
Okay, so all 3 you take 17 damage. So you are now trapped inside this hemispherical dome with this guy. Let's see, does he get anything else when he does that? I don't think so.
Which I could do a Rorschach voice.
Can I do a hellish rebuke?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna definitely do that. Yep. So, it's a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
Boy, does he have dex? Ha ha! Yeah, he gets a +7 to his dex saving throws.
Jesus.
Somehow, in this fucking cramped ass igloo that you guys are all stuck in. Come on, give me a good roll. Nope. Let's see, 5 + 7 is 12. He fails.
Ha!
So he's clinging to the
Burn.
side of his own fucking igloo.
All right, 2d10. Let's see what we get.
Oof. This could kill him right here.
Hope so. 15?
Huzzah!
He's
Yeah,
dead.
he had 12, right?
Yep. He had the 10 left.
Yeah.
So he's
Peace.
dead.
Peace. You burnt.
And as you strike this final blow, Arianth, you watching over from the sidelines.
I
you
can
just see
barely
this-
hear you, Zach.
Oh, I'm sorry. So as you're watching from the sidelines, you just see this igloo go over your friends, and you have a moment of trepidation, and then Venadia's hellish rebuke explodes this igloo out as this thing dies, and you can hear rumbling across the skies what must be Chazar laughing hysterically, and angry cries of draconic. That Tohan, you would be able to, like, cheaters, blah, like, just like you said, they are all being sore losers about it. They're super pissed, but
I wink at Chazar, and like a little like puff of flame comes out when I wink.
nice.
I smile slyly and wave.
Awesome. So yeah,
I love
you
Why are
guys
you
are-
not entertained?
I love that I killed this guy by pointing my finger.
Well, even better, hellish rebuke is like, it's like if somebody, like, you know, comes up and, like, tries to sucker punch you and you headbutt them. You know what I mean? It's like such a reactionary thing that it's even better. It's like this guy was like, I'm gonna get you, and you were like, ah, and like it just, like, you accidentally killed him almost.
Right.
I always pictured Hellish Rebuke as like a cartoon that ate like a spicy pepper and like fire came out of their mouth for a second. So
Wait, so I'm sorry. So if it says that it's level 2nd on mine, so I didn't realize that. So in the future, I guess it would be an extra 1d10.
Yeah.
On that.
Yep.
Cool. Now I know.
So, following all this turmoil, Chazar comes down and lands with Gnawbone and Ilmirth near him, the blue and the green dragons. The argument between Icing Death and Ebon Death that seemed to kind of be escalating beforehand has now blown into a full-blown, like, kind of aerial, like, dragon kind of shoving contest. Like, they're not necessarily going for, like, killing blows or trying to kill each other or anything, but they are pretty aggressively shoving each other around in the sky and yelling at each other. And just
Fighting.
generally being big babies about the fact that their champions lost, blaming it on each other. It's your fault. Mom always hated you.
I'm just laughing.
Yeah.
I fly back over to where everybody else is. Lower than where the dragons are fighting, so that I avoid getting smashed by them.
Yeah, there's a couple of little like head buzzes, like they're flapping around over the top of you, but you go safely underneath them. So you come back down, and Chazar comes down and lands, and as he lands, he does like a super high CGI, like cool transformation effect. Like maybe not even CGI, maybe it's like a practical effects transformation. You know, like something along the lines of like American Werewolf in London, like that sort of effects. But he's changing from a dragon, and he's slowly shifting, and he becomes a tall, maybe 6'2", 180 pounds, very built, very like strong looking man wearing a chainmail coif. A red cape flows out behind him where his wings once were. He's got this jet black, long, like hair down to about the middle of his chest or so, that just sort of flows freely and blows around. It's like somebody's pointing a fan at him, and he's just, you hear like bow, bow, ba-da, 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 as he's walking towards you all. Incredibly charismatic looking individual. He says, "My friends, I knew you would prevail. I am in your debt, for with this you have sealed the sanctimony of my kingdom. I can now rule without any fear of betrayal by my brethren, or any sort of politicking behind my back. They will leave me be to rule my kingdom. Now, you, Mother, you seemed to be in dire straits when you contacted me last time. Or at least when you spied on me," and he looks right at Maggie.
Maggie's not flapped. She's just like, she's kind of reacting very chill to all this, and just kind of gives him a serene smile and says, "The victory is due to my lady Hestia, through whom I've seen the future, and have come with a dire warning and a need for your help in the future."
You say your deity is Lady Hestia, then? We shall erect a temple here in her honor, and forever we shall worship Lady Hestia here in Chessenta.
Maggie says, the Temple of Hestia is the hearth in every home.
And so it shall be, he says. You get the feeling he's being absolutely honest. Like, he seems like he's like, yeah, I'll build you a temple to this Hestia.
Oh, yeah. So the green dragon still there, or he's separate from him now?
He's off, like kind of, like him and the blue one are sort of off talking quietly to one corner.
So Maggie, kind of keeps the conversation quiet. She's not going to say like all that's going to happen, but she's not trying to tip off the green dragon. But I would say like gives Chazar really, extremely basic overview. Basically, like in the future, there will be a lich named Malakani who will threaten your power and the power of all life on
Okay.
Toril.
Give me a performance check to see how well that you can tell this story. To see how enraptured he actually is. Because again, he is still a dragon and they're whimsical, we'll say.
I rolled a 16. Should I? Oh wait, I would have to. I could still use inspiration to re-roll it, right?
You could either use inspiration, yeah. I mean, at this point, before you told your story, you could give yourself guidance or something too, if you want,
Yeah,
because
I just used
you're
guidance.
out of combat.
I guess the other thing is, Ariane, you probably have a good. Do you want to do a performance assist? Give me a little ocarina music back.
I am. Can I can do better with help. I can help you better with persuasion if I could help to persuade him with the story. Is that allowed, Zach?
Um,
Or do you want a performance?
yeah, do a performance skill check for me and see how you do. And we'll just we'll say that yeah, as Maggie is telling this story, I love that. Like you take out the ocarina and you're like playing along in the background a little bit.
All right, for performance, I got an 11.
Okay, so it's passable. You know, you might hit a few sour notes throughout the performance and stuff. But with Maggie, with your 16 and at least a +1 to that, with guidance being 17, I would say you keep his attention throughout the story. Like he might not be like so shocked as you might think about this story, but he's like, he's reacting appropriately to it. Um, he says, so like, do you tell him about Gnawbone, Dagger Panish Ball, or whatever in the future as well too?
I would say no because she's like concerned about continuity shit.
Yeah,
but
blood is thicker than water type stuff. Yeah.
But I think what she would tell him, is that the lich is so powerful that even I have seen from the Lady Hestia that even some of your brethren may be overthrown by his power, and maybe used against their and the world's good.
Okay.
To their own downfall.
All right. So we'll say that
you will see some of your brethren fall to the lich's power.
All right. Yeah, that concerns him, I'm sure, at this point. Like, if you tell him that basically, like, this lich is, like, taking out dragons, then he's going to be like, and he gets real solemn about things. He says he would tell you that his services are essentially at your disposal, that you are always welcome guests in the kingdom of Chessenta, and that, as he told you, a temple to Lady Hestia will be erected, and all will be instructed to pay her homage. He asked specifically what it is that he can do to help you on your quests to combat this lich, and what help could he possibly be if you've been sent back that far in the past.
I don't know that Maggie's gonna like talk about being from the future. Mostly, well, I don't know. I'm not sure about the Gnawbone thing. So I think she's kind of presenting it as like this is a vision of the future from Hestia. But yeah, I guess like she would tell him that they were looking for the Nephilim or whatever they're called for a mithril, or what exactly was it? They were looking for.
Yeah, you guys had been told that they're in the floating cities of the Netherese, the Nephilim people. They were the originators of these mythal devices. Like, they were essentially the originators of all magic in the realms. They were like almost like, if you think about it, like the before people. Like, they were an ancient race of people that, something akin to like Cro-Magnon versus Neanderthal or something like that, where there was a few thousand years separating them from everybody else. Um, so it's like the rise
Were
and
they the
fall
ones
of this
that would
ancient
be able to
kingdom.
put? Were they the ones that might be able to push us back to our time, or was that the whole
If
point of this?
anyone could, then the Netherese could definitely. There was stories of them manipulating time through magic. Essentially, any sort of magic you could think of, the Netherese pretty much invented that type of magic. Like, fun fact, in first and second edition AD&D, all of the spells are originally named after Netherese wizards. Like any named spell that was in those books, like I'm trying to think of any of the different ones that were in there. I believe like Tensor's
Mel's
floating.
Acid Arrow.
Yeah, like Mel's Acid Arrow, Tensor's floating disc. They were all based on Netherese spells. That was when those like baseline spells were invented, like 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years before your current time.
So I would say Maggie's two asks are, that they be brought to the Netherese as quickly as possible, and if there's a good relationship between them, that they be introduced, and then also that in the future, Megamemnon, a cleric of, or I guess what she'll say is like, I will ensure that in the future, Megamemnon, a cleric of Hestia, reaches out to you when help against the Lich is needed.
Okay, yeah, he could definitely arrange transport for you. He does not agree, however, to like fly you himself because that would be beneath the king.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to arrange for transport in the quickest way he knows how. He tells you that he doesn't want to entrust either Ilmirth or Gnawbone with bringing you there, as they do seem to be his kind of. They are his compatriots in that they are dragons, but he does not trust them as far as not to like eat you necessarily. Um, and he says that any arrangements that they may have made earlier with you may be honored or they may not. That often blues in particular are quite cunning and lie a lot and find ways around certain things that they agree to. Uh, Even within the restrictions of the honor of dragons, it's sort of like honor amongst thieves or like the pirates code. It's more of a suggestion than an actual set of rules. Um, so yeah, he definitely agrees to help you guys. And it's probably about where we can be tonight. If you guys want to pick up with anything else you want to ask him or talk to him about next week, we could do it that way. Because I'm trying to think of anything else that would be super pertinent right now.
Yeah, probably help to think about it for like a bit.
Yeah, give you guys some time to play
Agreed.
and stuff. What I can do, really quickly, because I took the time to bother to write notes this week. Holy crap. There we go. So he will be able to tell you about some recent events that have happened. So he tells you that north in the Savage Frontier, which you guys are already fairly far north, so like going farther north is like now you're getting into like wild Alaska territory. He tells you that a orc chieftain and his shaman have begun to raise some sort of an army, and that nearby non-orc settlements have begun to suffer from some kind of blood plague. And this blood plague leads people to become like essentially walking, rotting corpses.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, he tells you, Tohan, the thing that says infected above your head starts blinking when he's talking about this. The last remaining heir, he tells you, to the throne of the neighboring country of Impilter has gone missing on her sea voyage to be married to the Prince of Cormyr, a place you guys are familiar with. The kingdom of Impelter has become leaderless and lawless, making travel in that area extremely dangerous. Impelter is to the west edge of the Sea of Fallen Stars, so it's south of Century. He tells you that, he shows you on a map. He says the farthest west reaches of mankind are here, and he points to an area that you know as Waterdeep. He calls it Nemours Hold, and he says that it suffers from constant troll attacks, and that the city has essentially been considered to be at war. The Lord of Kalendor has recently tried to form a rebellion in Delimbrian, much in the same lines that Chazar did in Chessenta, but has failed. So there's sort of guerrilla fighting going on in that nearby country. These are just things that are happening in the area, essentially. So if you guys remember the Zentarim, he tells you that recently a warlord has established a trading post called Zentil Keep, where a group, the Zentarim, are operating out of, and that there no trade is restricted, so it's essentially a massive black market, and that the Zents have begun to rapidly amass wealth and developed a reputation for being quite ruthless, and that people have rumored that is necromancy freely practiced in the streets there, which is super, like, bad juju in most of the realms. And the final thing that he tells you is that a group of red wizards have formed a school in the region of Thay, and they have begun to expand their borders, demanding tribute from neighboring kingdoms in exchange for protection from evildoers. Put that in air quotes. Specifically the kingdom of Threskel, which neighbors Chessenta. It is in between Thay and Chessenta. So that's some rumors. I can type that up and put it in the group or the chat or something at some point so that you guys have those to look at, just in case they are anything you guys want to check out. Maybe while you're looking for a way back to your Back to the Future. But yeah, other than that, I would say Chazar probably just invites you in to like stay in this domicile for the night, and you guys are able to heal and kind of relax.
Long rest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that'll come in handy.
I mean, you've got plenty of time. Ayo! Haha, get it? It's time travel.
I asked Reggie about the infective thing about Tohan.
He says, oh, yes, he seems to be infected with this very blood plague that Chazar is telling you of.
Great.
Is it healable? Like, can Maggie's, what is that spell? Can that spell that Maggie has take care of it?
Possibly. I gotta look up more about the blood plague, because the blood plague is a canonical incident that happened in D&D, and I don't know very much about it. I just know that this was a thing going on in the area at this time, because the Forgotten Realms wiki is like 9,000 pages deep. So I will learn more about it. I know it is all based off from old, like, 3rd edition stuff. So, like, where you get basically right now, the time frame you guys are in is all the stuff that was canonically happening in 3rd edition. So, like, 500 to 700 years before you guys were around. And some of this stuff is, I had to fudge a few dates within a few years so that there was some interesting shit going on, but whatever. I'm not that much of a D&D rules stickler. Or history stickler. Yeah. I don't know, any other questions, guys, or... Because otherwise, I'm gonna cut it, and I'm gonna go get myself something to eat.
Yeah, that sounds
All right,
good.
guys. I'll see you next week.
Yeah,
See
thanks,
everybody
guys.
next week. I'll see you on Tuesday, Nick.
No, we don't have a game this week.
Oh, we don't? Did he cancel this one, too? I thought he asked if
Yeah, well, yeah, he canceled the 28th like 3 weeks ago. But
Oh, I thought he put out something on the Discord. You might want to check the Discord. Because I think he was asking if we were going to play this week, if I'm not mistaken.
no, Paul asked if we wanted to try to play this week, and he said no.
Oh,
Basically.
okay. All right.
All right,
That's
later,
what's up.
guys. I'll
See
see
ya.
you Sunday.
Have a good night. See you guys later.
See y'all. Thanks.